Well, the Spurs got the homestand off to a good start. They knock off the Portland Trailblazers last night, 118-105. They continue tomorrow at home, 4 o'clock against the Utah Jazz. We expect Devin Vassell to see some action. Dallas Cowboys, led by Cooper Rush due to Dak Prescott's hamstring injury. They take the field Sunday at home. They welcome in the Philadelphia Eagles. You can catch that game right here on your home for Cowboys football, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, 2:30.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on this Football Friday. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live on the south side, Harlandale Memorial Stadium, where we have the Battle of the South Side tonight, the Frontier Bowl, as our game of the week.
What I tell you what, you talk about a festive atmosphere out here at Harlandale Memorial. Brand new press box that we get to sit in, first and foremost.
Yes.
Secondly, there is a huge tailgate party going on down there. Harlandale on one side, McCollum on the other.
Well, that's it. So there's this field.
A divide.
And there is the divide there. And it almost has a small college feel to it.
It really does.
You even have, of course, the house divided flags for people that went to both. But, yeah, they got the Harlandale side on one, the McCollum side on the other. And, of course, we had to go check it out.
Well, yes.
At work. And so we're walking around, and, they got some pits going on out there. We saw some pork belly burnt ends, chicken, brisket, and more brisket.
Yes, little chicken.
Yeah.
There was some chicken thrown in.
Yeah, there was some chicken, some chili with beans.
Pretty damn good chili,
and the
too.
Cornbread.
Yeah.
I got to say, early on, I don't even know, from the tailgating side of things, McCollum was ahead until we got to the brisket on the Harlandale side.
Yeah, that was let me just kind of try to set it up and paint the picture. The brisket on the Harlandale side was good, but I'm going to give the atmosphere and the color to the McCollum side.
Yeah, the McCollum side, if we were going with a scoreboard here, would be up 2 touchdowns early in the first quarter.
Yeah,
because it's still hours from the kickoff. Now, granted, and the cheerleader's captain's mom is exactly what you would think the cheerleader's captain mom would be. And she had that tent decorated and everything. She was organized. That is the cheerleader mom. You could tell, right? Your kid's cheerleader, right, captain? Yep, figure. Because she had it all set up. Although the Harlandale side, they had some stuff going on, not quite as festive. But their merch stand had our good friend John Robbins, a longtime Washington Redskins fan, envious, trying to figure out, is there gear here that I could get that doesn't say Harlandale?
Just a logo. Right,
yes.
Right. And, as I look out here to my left on the scoreboard up there, they've got the logo of the Harlandale Indians. And, of course, it is just exactly like the Washington Redskins.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. And that's, this rivalry, Cowboys, Indians, and that's exactly what it is. It doesn't matter that both teams have struggled this year, and because when they start playing tonight, it's going to be insane. They're saying standing room only here.
Yeah.
Which is typical. We've heard so much about the tailgating, and I haven't been out here for one of these games in years. It's been a long time. And we wanted to come last year, but everything out here was under construction. The facilities that they have built are top-notch.
Fantastic.
And, last week over at Southwest High School, their brand new press box, their facilities, and quite honestly, trying to figure out which one is better. Both have some parts that are better than the other, but it's incredible. When you think about what they built out at Alamo Heights, Comalander or Heroes or Ferris or Gus, what they've done here at Harlandale is incredible. And, Rose Martinez, the athletic director, and everything that they've been able to do out here is impressive. The field, the way it looks, top notch, man. The South Side should be very very proud of what they have here at Harlandale Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, no question about it. It is a great stadium, and it's always been a great stadium. But they've now obviously put it over the top. I used to love coming out here and covering Harlandale football out here with Coach Isaac Martinez, and it was always a lot of fun. It was always a festive atmosphere. But I tell you what, when it comes to the Frontier Bowl, it doesn't get any better than this. And this little field over here where they're tailgating is just absolutely spectacular.
And you think about that. That's what you love about high school football. These old rivals. Tomorrow night, Central Catholic and Antonian, they always have incredible atmospheres for their game. But, seeing the community out and, yesterday we were getting all these recommendations on places to go to lunch. And we appreciate everybody that suggested we go to B&B Smokehouse because we did. And it was fantastic. Met some listeners in there, some fans, some not. But it was.
I'm sure they were just a fan of yours.
No, they can't stand you.
No, I'm just saying it was you. I'm sure that.
Tell that Toe Reinagel guy.
That Reinagel guy's good, but
where he can put his camel.
Yeah.
No, it was fun. I saw a lot of cops in there that I know, and if cops are eating at your place, it's good.
Place,
Captain Trujillo and several other detectives.
No doubt.
It was just fun to go in there and eat, and the barbecue was fantastic until we got out here. We could have skipped lunch and just came over here because we were told it'll be ready when you guys get out there, but
most of it was not.
Yeah, and when doing what we do, here's Jerry and his small violin. You can't risk coming out here thinking there would be food and there's not, because otherwise it's 10:30 before you leave. So you've got to make sure, or at least 6 o'clock before the concession stand open. So I knew we were going to get lunch, but I could have. B&B was good. I don't want to say I should have skipped it, but we could have.
We could have skipped it. The brisket we had over here on the Harlandale side, by the way, was just fantastic. Melt in your mouth kind of stuff.
Yes.
It was delicious and very tasty. And I have to say this, if you're watching us on YouTube, I just want you to know that the dude in the back is not sitting on the pot. He's actually he's doing something, but that's John Robbins back there. Are you watching this? It's on my camera, and it looks like Robbins is relieving himself over there. And I looked up and I went, "Hey, is there a bathroom over there?"
I mean, the fact that they have redone everything and put a toilet in the booth that we're in because they knew Joe Reinagel was coming. The Joe Reinagel Memorial porcelain has to be within 10 feet, or you're not going to make it through.
It's not far. I know exactly where it is, and apparently that's not it. Poor John.
Were there comments on the YouTube page at SA Sports Star about John? Because by the time you brought it up, Robbins moved, so I don't get to see that.
Well, yeah. I guess it was Sean Hughes said, "Don't be alarmed, but someone's lurking behind you in the shadows."
Well, that's typical John Robbins. And I'm going to sell my boy John out. Now, John and I have been friends for 2 decades or more. And John is a foodie.
Yeah.
And I don't know how this guy seems to know every restaurant there is. And he'll also tell you what to get at that restaurant. And he'll tell you the last time he was there. He keeps details of everything in his notes, but just off the top of his head, "Hey, man, we're going over here. What do you think? I'll go to this place," right? That's John. So I told him, hey, a bunch of people yesterday during the show said to go to B&B. He's like, "Oh, man, that place is great. They've got a fantastic – they're smoked chicken, and they've got a great salad." Now,
great salad.
Now, John and I have known each other forever. I don't care how damn good your salad is. Why would you even tell me they've got a great salad? I'm not going to order a salad ever.
No.
And especially not at a barbecue spot the first time I go to the barbecue spot.
And this wasn't like an appetizer salad, right?
No.
It was a meal salad.
Well, and so I'm there. I order a couple of brisket sandwiches, one for you. And John shows up and his buddy Ace. He shows up. Ace orders the damn salad. Now, it was a massive salad.
Oh, yeah.
And it looked wonderful. Not really. But it looked wonderful for those that enjoy, rabbit food.
Yeah.
With a little bit of smoked chicken on it.
All right.
$17
$17 for a salad.
Yeah. Brisket po' boy's $9.
Yeah. Well, it didn't have any salad on it.
No.
Are salad prices going through the roof these days, or
I
what?
have no idea.
Wow.
Now I'm looking at this, as I'm waiting for food, and we're at the table, and the place is packed, long line, all of that, and I'm seeing people with like brisket baked potato. That looks good. It looked like they might have had a chicken fried steak on the menu.
Oh, wow.
I just saw a brisket. Poor boy, I said, boom. That's why I didn't look at anything else.
All right.
My first time at a barbecue joint, I'm going to start brisket.
Okay.
I'm going to judge you on your brisket.
Uh-huh.
And I saw all kinds of things going out there. I saw one dude with a salad, and that was at our table.
One dude.
I'm so disappointed in Ace.
Well,
I mean, that was, and I'm disappointed that John would even recommend to me a salad.
well, I'm I don't know. I've eaten a ton today already, so maybe the salad would have been in order. I don't know. Had I known we were going to feast on all the barbecue over here at Harlandale Memorial, the salad may not have been a bad idea. Holy cow.
You wouldn't have mixed in a salad regardless.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what.
You're not mixing in a salad.
I just hope I stay awake for the next 4 hours.
There's a bit of a meat coma effect
gracious.
going on.
Yes.
And there's more to come, because some of those guys are like, I'll be ready around 4:30. It's like, well, we're on the air. Where are you at? Second floor of the press box over there. Okay, we'll bring it to you. Or we'll send John. We'll get John off the pot and over there to get more. And again, he's not going to mind going back over there.
No.
It's not that
Not
far.
at all.
The question is how much of that would make it back up here.
That is a good question. Although there's a lot of things we haven't tried. The chicken looked good.
It did, but it wasn't ready yet.
Wasn't ready yet, but it looks like it's going to be good. They had burgers going out there.
Yeah.
Man, those were those burn-ins they were cooking?
Yeah, those pork belly burn-ins.
Man, those look good too.
Really, I mean, that's meat candy. You got to go get some of that.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just the size. I mean, it looked like a barbecue cook-off out there.
Yeah.
And then we see a couple of Harlandale cheerleaders eating Domino's.
I know.
Like, well, you got all this food here, and then Ryan Eagle, Mr. Cheerleader Dad himself, is like, "What are you doing?"
I did.
I mean, he got all dad voice. What are you doing?
I said, with all this barbecue out here, you're eating Domino's. The hell's the matter with you?
Mm-hmm.
That's just nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But these kids today, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I don't get it.
These kids today,
I don't get it, man. Yeah. If you are coming to this game tonight, you already know, get here early. And if you are just saying, all right, I want to go check out a high school football game in Texas, whether you care about McCollum or Harlandale, have any association to this game, I'm telling you right now, you come down here and you get a ticket for this game.
Yeah.
And you enjoy the tailgating and the festive. To me, this has that small town feel on a high school football Friday night. You think about Friday night lights and what we're going to have here tonight, what we've got here in the parking lot. That's what it's all about. I mean, this is the 61st Frontier Bowl.
Oh, wow.
That we're going to have tonight.
Wow.
And you talk about the tradition. And again, record doesn't matter. It's bringing these communities together and celebrating high school football, and it's just perfect. So for those that, if you're new to Texas, or so many people have moved here, there's a lot of games and all that kind of stuff. But to get that good feel of a typical high school football Friday night, nothing better than the Frontier Bowl.
Well, and you don't have, you've got rivalries everywhere, right? But not like this one. This is a rivalry, and it doesn't make any difference how successful either side is. And I know it's a cliche, but you can't throw the records out the window.
Tonight you have to.
You have to. Well, yeah, they're not doing very well. But this will be a competitive game just because everybody gets up for this game.
Yep.
When you see the parents out there cooking where they've got to have a football field in between them so they don't bother each other. And the kids are going to be the same way when they're out there playing, whether they're playing football, cheerleading, in the band, whatever it is. This is definitely what high school football is all about tonight.
Frank Valdez wants to know if you're leaving the stadium via helicopter from Stinson, which is right across the way. I'm not going to lie, but Jerry did send us his helicopter to bring us down here today.
Well, yeah, and I thought that was nice of him, and I sure hope that it's still there when I get ready to leave. Thank you, Frank. I'll have to check on that during the break.
Yeah. I mean, it was a one way, but
Well,
it is kind of cool watching all the small planes landing.
I know it. It is. But But Gerald loves me because he knows how much I love him.
Until you talk about Dak Prescott.
Well, I think he agrees with me deep down inside.
That's not really true, or he wouldn't have signed to that deal.
Well, Jared, that's where we disagree, buddy.
He does agree with you on Trey Lance, although Mike McCarthy does. And I can only imagine the arguments inside the office. Let's talk about it. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
My dad was from West Virginia, so he had a very distinct accent. And I met this guy. He was handsome and everything else, but he sounded like my dad. He left a voicemail message once, and my mom was like, "Your father called." And I was just like, yeah, I can't do that. Especially if I'm going to call you daddy.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Guys, Underdog is the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while you're watching sports. They've got all your favorite leagues, teams, and stars to choose from. You think Dak is going to have higher or lower yards than his stat coming up in this game? You can make money off that opinion at Underdog. Create entries with football, basketball, mix and match. You can do it all. They've even got college sports as well. I've been playing a lot of those college props. I think there is some money to be made in those deals. This week on Underdog, I'm looking at the Spurs. I'm going Wemby to go over on his rebounds. And guys, again, every sport is available on here. It's a blast, and it just makes the games more interesting. This season, they're running a special promo or bonus almost every single day. Profit boost, discounts, free picks. They're basically a sure thing. A player has to get higher than a half a point to get the win. All new users get a free pick. Download the app, sign up with the promo code Alamo, deposit now, and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash immediately. That's promo code Alamo. Must be 18 or older. Present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. At Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale, get a king for the price of a queen and a free adjustable base with select Sealy beds, all with a low price guarantee. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
This Sunday, November 10th at 8/7 Central, the epic return of Yellowstone, America's #1 show, is on Paramount Network. What will become of the Dutton family? Can they protect the Yellowstone Ranch? How far will Beth and Rip go to save the family legacy? Generations of blood have led to this, and nothing will prepare you for it. The epic return of Yellowstone this Sunday, November 10th at 8/7 Central, only on Paramount Network.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Ryan-Egel. I'm Jason Minix. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate that. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel.
Please do that. It's going to be a fun day, fun Friday, fun weekend of football, college and pro. Fridays are just great days, aren't they?
Yes. I mean, for a variety of reasons.
They really are.
And I mean, in football Fridays, you know, my passion for high school football, although, you know, regular season finale, we get playoffs next week, and then I get Friday nights back. Might take the following Friday off. I don't know. I mean, but when you look at it and you sit here and I mean, you're right. Saturday, tomorrow, I'm going up to the Texas-Florida game in the morning, and then, you know, Sunday, could have gone up to Dallas, but he's not getting any more of my money this year.
Why not? You see a Dallas win for a change. I'm happy to hear you're not going.
Yeah, well, I bring that up just because I knew you would take that angle.
I'm really happy you're not going because now I really have a chance. You were there. I'm screwed.
Well, except for you've got Cooper Rush going against the Philadelphia Eagles, an Eagles team that is playing well. Mike McCarthy this morning on the Morning Huddle, as he is every Friday, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, did talk about what Cooper Rush brings to the Cowboys offense.
Cooper's super consistent, has great command of the offense. You know, he's very bright. He's played quarterback his whole life, so he really knows how to play the position, how to manage the game. You know, his decision making. You know, he doesn't take a lot of chances. So that, you know, there's the level of consistency, you know, really comes from his discipline and how he plays the game.
And that's absolutely true. When you look at Cooper Rush, the guy doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's just steady as you go. And so, I mean, in that respect, no matter what else he does, he's not going to give the Eagles any cheap points. And I will say this. I saw today Sirianni has caused a storm in Philadelphia saying that Jalen Hurts is a little bit banged up, a little bit gimpy. And apparently the folks in Philly didn't like him saying that.
Well, I mean – he's going to play on Sunday.
I'm sure he is, but he's still a little gimpy.
I mean, you're just handing the ball to Saquon. Cowboys can't stop the run. And again, we can talk about quarterback play all we want. My concern is this defense. My concern is how many points are they going to allow, and can Brandon Aubrey kick enough field goals for the Cowboys to keep up?
Absolutely he can.
Absolutely not. You can't trade touchdowns for field goals.
Well, who says he's going to do that? You're talking about Kellen Moore, who doesn't like to run the football.
He's got Saquon.
So it doesn't matter. It makes no difference.
Except for Saquon has been running the ball and running the ball a lot.
All I know is that this game is ripe for a Cowboy upset.
I hope you're right.
When's the last time the Cowboys were a 7.5-point underdog at home?
I don't know.
I don't know if they've ever been.
Quincy Carter days.
Maybe.
I mean, you know, when Chan Gailey was the coach.
Wow.
It's just one of those things. And again, as Mike McCarthy talked about this morning, for the foreseeable future, you've got to manage this roster without Dak Prescott.
I think, stating the obvious, the quarterback position, what it brings to our game, the importance of it. And that's, you know, a challenge that a number of teams go through every year, and now we're in it. But I really think it goes back to how you set up your operation. And I've always poured a lot of energy into the importance the design and the approach in the quarterback room. And I feel like we have an excellent one here. And Cooper is a big part of that, even when Dak is the starter. And now it's, it's his turn, and he's fully prepared. He has the confidence of everybody in the room, not just the players, but also the coaches. So I think it just goes back to how you train and how you operate every day, because it gives you a good opportunity to compete and win during these times.
Absolutely, Mike. I love the confidence. And if the Cowboys don't at least try to establish a run game tomorrow or Sunday, then they're not doing it right. You have got to try and run the football, and I don't mean just once or twice. I mean really try to establish a running game.
I'm going to take what Mike McCarthy has said through the years as his time as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And one of the reasons why he parted ways with Kellen Moore, it's not necessarily about the number of runs, but it's complementary football. And sometimes you have to run the ball when you don't want to, just to be able to get your defense a rest. And so, yes, I expect to see a lot of Rico, because if it's not working, at least get the defense some rest before they have to go back out there. You can't have a drive that is a 3-and-out and basically 18 seconds come off the clock, or 28 seconds, or a minute 14. I mean, because even if you run the ball 3 times and gain 3 whole yards, you could take 2 or 3 minutes off the clock and shorten the game. And that will give you an opportunity. And that's one of the reasons he said it wasn't always the number of times when Kellen wouldn't run the ball, but some situations required you to run the ball to help out the defense. And Mike McCarthy has not followed that since he has taken over play calling. He needs to this week, and maybe having Cooper Rush there will force his hand into doing that, because Cooper is a game-ready backup quarterback, and I have no problems with Cooper Rush starting a game, but you can't call the same game as you could with Dak Prescott. You just can't. And quite frankly, the way Dak has played this year versus last year, maybe you can, because Dak hasn't been all that great with some of his decision-making.
I hope Mike McCarthy was watching the Cincinnati Bengals last night. They have no running game either. But yet, the short dink and dunk passes is what they use as a running attack. 3, 4, 5 yards on just short passes to the back out of the backfield or the tight end. The Cowboys need to do the same exact thing tomorrow. If the running game's not there handing the football off, then you get the football out to a Rico Dowdle or a Dalvin Cook or whomever out in the flat, and you take the 3 or 4 yard gain. And it's the same thing as running the football. Cincinnati did that to perfection last night, because they are in the same boat as the Dallas Cowboys when it comes to running game. They don't have one.
They don't have one. And even then, Joe Burrow took a beating last night.
He did.
And one of the other things that I would like to see is Trey Lance. Some packages for Trey Lance, a different look. In some ways, what you were seeing A&M try to do with Connor versus Reed. I mean, there's got to be, and he might be your best runner on the field. Well, the boys this morning on the Morning Huddle, Rob and AJ, they asked Mike McCarthy, they got some packages ready to go for Trey Lance.
I'm playing to win the game. I think, there's always a lot of ideas floating around. But we have a game plan that was built off what we've been doing in the past. We're not here trying to recreate the wheel. We're playing to win this game.
So, in other words, we're playing to win this game, and Trey Lance is not part of that plan to win the game.
No,
that's exactly what he's saying.
Now, what did he really just say? That guy sucks. I'm trying to win. You realize I don't have a contract, and I'm probably going to get fired in a couple of weeks. But no, yeah, I what do you make out of that? I mean, you're trying to win the game. Is there not some creative packages, Mike McCarthy, you offensive genius, that you can come up with where you could utilize his athleticism? I know Stephen Jones said yesterday on the Blitz that they would like to have some packages. Jerry has said the same thing. Is that what he's saying? There's conversations in the building. There's a whole lot of people that are talking about it. But no, I'm trying to win the game, and I can't do that with Trey Lance. Is that really what I just heard from the Cowboys head coach?
Well, I think it is what you heard, but I don't agree with it. I mean, there's got to be something because, again, if there's something the guy can do, it's run with the football. He is athletic, and he can run with the football. Don't have him throw it. Don't have him get under center. I get all of that, unless you're being cautious with him, just in case something happens to Cooper Rush. I mean, you've got to have somebody to play. And if you start running Trey Lance around a little bit, then you could have difficulty if Cooper Rush goes down. But look, there's got to be something. I mean, at this point in time, you need a win in the worst way. You've got a division rival in your house on Sunday afternoon. I would think that Mike McCarthy would want to pull out all the stops. And what the hell have you got to lose at this point in time?
His job.
Well, he's going to get fired anyway, right? I mean, unless there's a miraculous turnaround, the guy's gone. So, I mean, what the hell do you have to lose? I'd pull out every damn trick play that I know of to try and beat the Eagles tomorrow.
I mean, I do.
Sunday.
I would. It's baffling to me that Mike McCarthy, unless he is just trying to be one of those coaches, well, I don't want to. I'm not going to give them anything. We want the element of surprise.
That
Jerry,
could be.
Hey, Jerry, shut the hell up, man. There's an element of surprise if Trey Lance comes out onto the field, but everybody keeps talking about it. So you're ruining my element of surprise. You know, no different than Jerry on the radio saying, yeah, we really don't want Dak to run the ball. You've just told every defensive coordinator that's really not a threat for Dak to run the ball. Of course, what does he do? He runs the ball a couple of times, has the longest run for the Cowboys this season, and promptly hurts himself in his likely ton.
Jerry was right again. He was absolutely right. Dak has no business running the football. No, I mean, Dak has to from time to time, but it did get him hurt, and maybe Jerry was right in that thing. There's a chance of him getting hurt. That's exactly what happened. Cooper Rush is not that guy. He's not that guy. He's not going to run. But again, different, whether it's Trey Lance. Look, I'd even a Deuce Vaughn. Put him out there. Run some gadget stuff.
Oh,
I mean, seriously.
You want gadget juice this weekend?
At some point in time, you've got to throw everything out the window.
Yeah.
And try something different. Your offense sucks. You're not moving the ball. You're not scoring points. Shake it up a little bit and try it, because if you lose, nobody expecting you to win anyway on Sunday. Nobody except for me. And then, so why not try some stuff?
I want to see it. And quite frankly, I would like to see a 70-yard field goal try tomorrow or Sunday. You got me saying it now. Tomorrow,
I know.
Sunday, right? You know, why not? If you get close to midfield, you're within scoring range. I mean, let them try an 80-yard kick. Hell, I don't care. I mean, you know, do it all. I mean, it can't be dumber than the fake punt you tried a week ago.
Oh, that was horrible. That was absolutely horrible. But again, you bring up a good point there. 4th and 1. I don't want to see any punts 4th and 1, 4th and 2. You're going for it. And you've got to do some different things. And at this point in time, if I'm Mike McCarthy, I'm saying the hell with it. We're going to go have some fun. I mean, what's been going on so far ain't working. Let's go have some fun.
And again, I know they say with Cooper, they don't have to change stuff. We know they do. But in reality, they don't have to change a lot. Short passes. You go back to, and granted, 2 years ago, he had a real run game, a better offensive line, and a better defense to work with. But the one thing Cooper Rush didn't do in his wins 2 years ago is he didn't turn the ball over. The one game that he lost, he turned the ball over. He threw some interceptions in that game. He lost to Philadelphia. If he doesn't turn the ball over, the Cowboys will have an opportunity.
Absolutely. That is absolutely true. And look, I'm not sold on Philly. I'll be totally honest with you. I just don't know that they're a team that is going to be there at the end. They may win the division, maybe not. They'll be in the playoffs, but I don't know if Philadelphia is a Super Bowl team this year. Not with everything else that's happening. I don't believe them. I don't believe in their head coach first and foremost. They've got 2 great wide receivers and Saquon Barkley. I'm not necessarily sold on their quarterback all that much. So Philly's not a team that puts the fear into me. And that's why I really believe, and I mean it sincerely. I'm not just saying it as a goof, right? I
really?
mean, it's like I think Dallas has an opportunity to keep this game close and win it late.
I am so disgusted with the Cowboys' run defense. that quite honestly on 3rd and 4, they could do the tush push and get the first down. That's how bad the Cowboys are at stopping the run. And I believe in Jalen Hurts a little bit more, obviously, than you do, because to me, it's not really about the Cowboys offense on Sunday. It's about the Cowboys defense. And I'm worried about how Kellen Moore will try to embarrass the Cowboys in that building. It's going to be personal for him. He's going to go 2 birds up. He might be like you. I'm going to take my shoes off and use my middle big toe too, or middle toe. And just try to,
That's right.
I mean, you got to believe this is going to be personal for Kellen Moore. You saw the Detroit Lions running all kinds of trick plays late. Kellen Moore is going to pull some stuff out. It's personal for Kellen Moore. Lil Kellen Moore.
I hope so. And again, put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands. If you got to have 8 guys in the box tomorrow, if you're the Cowboys, to stop Saquon Barkley, make Jalen Hurts beat you. I don't know. I just think tomorrow or Sunday, that everything is out the window that you've been doing. You throw some different looks in there. You throw some different stuff in, and you have some fun. If you lose, you lose. Nobody expects you to win anyway. Take some chances and roll the dice.
Absolutely. Spurs, then, they got a win last night. I told you that was a winnable game, and they were going to get a win against
Portland sucks.
A bad Portland team. Spurs won.
They did.
They didn't get their 4th win last year until, middle of December?
Yeah.
I mean, progress.
Yes. And they'll win tomorrow.
They should win tomorrow.
They should win. They will win tomorrow.
Yeah, they're not good, but they're getting better. It's kind of like me on a golf course.
Nah, that's a bad comparison. You're not good, and you're not going to get any better. So, I mean, there's that.
But I try.
Well, that's good. You keep trying, Minute.
I'll keep trying. I like both of us wearing Golf Club of Texas gear today.
I know, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
I'd like to be out there right now playing a little golf.
Drinking beer.
Drinking beer.
Yeah.
Having some fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll get into the Spurs coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, we are wearing Golf Club of Texas gear, aren't we? As we should. They got a lot of nice gear out there at the Golf Club of Texas. So I tell you what, I could spend $1 bazillion every time I walk into that pro shop. There's a lot of great gear out there. It is just a great place. And the first thing you're going to say when you walk in there, you're going to think it's a private club. It's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. And I tell you what, it's got some of the best course conditions in town. They've done a heck of a lot of work to that golf course to improve it and make it better. And it is fantastic. And I hope you were out there last night watching the football game between the Bengals and the Ravens, which may have been one of the best games of the year thus far. That game was fantastic. But it's a great place to go. You want to go out there tomorrow, watch college football. The 10 Cup restaurants out there, they've got a beautiful bar inside. The food is fantastic. They got a bar outside with TVs all over the place. You can watch from there as well. The best thing to do is make your tee time early at the Golf Club of Texas. Play golf early, and then stick around and watch some football. You will not regret it. It is a great day. Gather up your friends and head out to the Golf Club of Texas. Look, the first thing you got to do is go to golfclubtexas.com. Again, that's golfclubtexas.com. That's where the best rates are always available. Head on out there. You know where it is. Right off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. And whether it's for dinner at the 10 Cup, around with your buddies, your next tournament, go check them out. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
The Morning Huddle.
This is the second time in a row where Rob has conveniently forgotten his wallet the day that we go get lunch.
I didn't suggest lunch today, though.
We do lunch almost every Wednesday.
I'd forgotten the day.
They brought us our checks, and then Rob, hey, one of you guys is going to have to cover this. I don't have my wallet.
Oh, man.
And I said, wait a minute, that's exactly what you said last week.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
See website for details. Bill Sappin is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
BillsHappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Bills Happen's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news! I went to BillsHappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
Being arrested is embarrassing, humiliating, and potentially life-changing. If you want to rewrite the script on the worst night of your life, then you're going to need a stable of aggressive and skilled attorneys. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, Attorneys at Law. We are here to get your life and reputation back. Visit TexasArrest.com or call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. As a former major crimes prosecutor, I've seen almost every type of arrest scenario play out, from small degree drug accusations to death penalty capital murders. I've handled almost every type of case the state of Texas can charge you with. At Barton & Associates, we know how to flip the script and get your life back on track. Call us at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit us at TexasArrest.com. That's TexasArrest.com. Barton & Associates, we are here to get your life and reputation back.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Smoky Moe's Texas Barbecue, the best neighborhood barbecue in San Antonio, is now taking orders for Thanksgiving smoked turkeys and holiday parties. Hurry, their whole smoked turkeys sell out every year. Order a freshly smoked, perfectly seasoned turkey and add their delicious side dishes for your best Thanksgiving dinner ever. Having a holiday party? Let Smoky Moe's bring the food. Choose from their classic Texas barbecue to their special holiday catering menu. Order now at SmokyMoe'sBBQ.com or call a Smoky Moe's near you. Smoky Moe's, the pit is lit.
The 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard is hiring both full and part-time positions with over 180 different career choices, including cyber, healthcare, communications, avionics, electronics, and more. The Texas Air National Guard offers a variety of ways you can serve. Earn education benefits that would cover tuition towards a bachelor's degree. To learn more, Google the 149th Fighter Wing. That's the 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard.
After you use Bounce Dryer sheets and realize how fresh, soft, less wrinkled, and less staticky your laundry can be, you'll put a sheet on your every time. Like those socks that smell like they've been through a marathon. Put a sheet on your or that blanket that's got wrinkles on its wrinkles. Put a sheet on your maybe even your chatty coworker who keeps distracting you. Okay, Bounce Dryer sheets can't do it all. But for fresher, softer, better laundry, put a sheet on it with Bounce.
What's on? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by England, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix at Harlandale Memorial Stadium. We've got the Frontier Bowl tonight as our high school game of the week, energized by Hill Electric, Frostbank, and NCE General Contractors. Harlandale against McCollum, the Cowboys and Indians.
One of the greatest rivalries in San Antonio high school football, without a doubt. It is a big rivalry, and it's going to be a lot of fun out here. The folks are already very excited. Big tailgate party going on out here. The parents of players and cheerleaders and everybody else out there cooking and having a good time.
Absolutely. It's fun. We were walking around the tailgate. You got so many watch you on TV every night. Not one Bill Taylor reference.
No, that was nice.
Yeah.
That was cool. But, yeah, they're still watching me every night.
Every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. No, people are very kind, very kind.
And the number of people that listen to the show. Hey, if you mentioned, I forget, we were supposed to shout out a birthday, and also happy birthday to the Marine Corps coming up.
That's
happy
right.
Birthday,
That's
Marines.
right. Yeah.
Go Navy. But yeah, it's Veterans Day next week. Just so much fun. It was even going to lunch today over at B&B, and so many people recommended us that's where we go to lunch. That was fantastic. Saw a bunch of listeners and met them in there at B&B. It's good stuff.
Good stuff. It's been a good day out here, and this should be a dandy. A little overcast out here today. John Robbins, apparently our local weather guy, says that there's a cold front supposed to blow through here. I'm not sure when that's going to happen, but it's a nice day. Very good day for football.
Well, and you look at I think there might be a little rain early this afternoon. It should be fine for the game tonight.
Well, you hope so.
Yes.
You don't want to be here till midnight, huh?
I don't. But after watching that lightning strike the other day with a soccer player, that dude in Peru that's no longer with us when he got struck by lightning, I will never complain about a lightning delay again until I'm in one.
Dude.
But yeah, clear the field. That video was insane. It's crazy that we're at the end of the high school football season.
That's crazy in itself. It's nuts.
Playoffs next week. We'll have Reagan against Brennan in the playoff game next Friday. We know that is set.
Well, that's no offense to Reagan, but that's going to be a tough game for them. Brennan's playing good ball.
They're playing great ball. Reagan beat Brennan in the opener. That's the only team that has beaten the Brennan Bears this year.
That was a long time ago.
That was literally 10 weeks ago. And you look at the points that the Bears have been putting up. But you look at, because, we had options. Johnson is going to get the winner of tonight's O'Connor Taft game. Was watching the Johnson-Clark game last night. Johnson should roll in that one. Churchill probably get Sotomayor in the first round. There's a lot of good games, although that Johnson game will be next Thursday night in the playoffs.
All right.
So yeah,
playoffs are fun. High school football, it's always a lot of fun. So it's just hard. I don't know what it is about high school football and the high school football season. It always seems to just fly by. It's nuts. You're game one, then all of a sudden it's the end of the regular season and you're into the playoffs. It's just crazy.
It really is. And it's kind of like, all right, man, Spurs, they're playing last night. They've got a long home stretch here it's great. Last year they didn't get their fourth win until December, so they're making progress. Last night's game was an interesting game to watch, and I didn't watch a lot of it. I'll be honest. I was flipping back and forth between the Spurs, that Baltimore-Cincinnati game, which was incredible, watching some Johnson-Clark. So I was all over the place, and quite honestly, the Spurs game wasn't good enough to hold your attention, even though the Spurs had a nice lead, but never like you felt like they were going to blow it out. But it was never interesting enough to say, all right, I'm going back to football because football is king, especially in November.
Well, that Baltimore-Cincinnati game was like, my goodness, it was just a lot of fun to watch. Both of those quarterbacks were dealing last night, getting it done. And man, it was just a lot of fun. That was a hell of a game. But I'm happy the Spurs, they did what they were supposed to do against Portland. They should do the same thing against Utah tomorrow afternoon. And you got to start beating those teams because, look, Portland and Utah both are in the Cooper flag. Is it Cooper or whatever flag?
Yeah.
Sweepstakes.
Yeah.
For the draft next year. They're already there. So you got to beat those teams. Those are the teams you can't stumble around in. So they did what they were supposed to do last night. And now Utah coming up, that should be another win. They'll get back to 500.
And what I really liked about the game last night from the Spurs, after they laid an egg against Houston the night before, Mitch Johnson, the interim head coach, said the same thing. This team responded well following the loss.
Second night of it back-to-back, like you said, and got punched in our mouth last night. So the reaction and response was awesome. Proud of those guys. Got a couple guys out, as we've talked about before, and it was a complete effort. The bench was huge tonight. Guys stepped up and did a lot of different things. So the assist was one of them. The rebounds, we knew Portland is huge. They do a good job on the glass. So it was a very nice response after last night.
Yeah, Keldon Johnson and Malachi Branham both stepped up their game last night off the bench. So Mitch is right about that. The bench came through, and that's a good thing. 8 players in double figures last night for the Spurs, and that's always a good thing, and it's exactly what Wemby likes to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely my favorite kind of win, if I had to describe it, is when we can really answer to the tactics of the opponents while involving everybody. So it is my favorite kind of win. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to get everybody involved, and that means that everybody's clicking, everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, and making buckets, which is the most important thing. So props to the Spurs for a big win last night. I'm happy for them, and again, they should get back to 500 after tomorrow afternoon.
Well, and again, Devin Vassell, is he going to be back tomorrow or not? We know on this homestand, and Wemby is happy that Devin is going to be back soon.
Really, really happy that he's going to be back really soon. So not even talking about what he's going to bring us on the court. It's just going to be a pleasure seeing him, having fun with us again. And of course, he's going to, he's going to be a major part of, of our story. So it's, we can't wait to get back to getting better together.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I think Devin Vassell is exactly what this team needs at this point in time. They need somebody that can consistently shoot the basketball from the outside, and he can do that. Trey Jones will be coming back shortly. It shouldn't be too much longer for Trey Jones either. That will help. And so this Spurs team getting it together and getting some pieces back at the right time. So we'll see what they can do with all the pieces back and where they go from here. I am impressed, I will tell you, with Champagnie. I like the way that he plays, and he's not afraid to take the shot.
He's developed into a legit NBA player.
I agree.
And it kind of reminds me of a Bruce Bowen type in the sense of you didn't expect much, and look what he developed into. And I mean, a year ago, you didn't know if that guy was really an NBA player, and if the Spurs didn't suck, would he even be in the NBA? And look what he's developed into. So, yeah, that's impressive. Now, one of the comments that we're getting on our YouTube channel, and you can always subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel and comment in there. Fred Caceres wants to know, what's the latest on Coach Pop? He's out for the foreseeable future. The Spurs have not released any information on what is going on with Pop. Joe and I have both heard some things. Some are inconsistent. Some are very consistent, but none of which where we're comfortable of talking about on air. And again, when the Spurs decide, I was kind of thinking maybe Sean Elliott would say something on the broadcast the Houston game or maybe last night, because the Spurs know, as an organization, people care and people want to know.
Sure.
The indefinite part is alarming. Shams Charania used the term Mitch Johnson will be the interim coach for the foreseeable future. Even Wemby last night, when asked about Pop, had a very interesting answer. And I don't know, I mean, he's a kid, he's from France, but I thought what he said on communications with Pop was rather interesting.
We don't hear a lot from Pop, but his let's say they keep us informed, as much as we're allowed to know. So I'm not worried about him. I know he's gonna come back soon, but no, I don't. We're not talking to him directly that much.
And look, and this is the way Pop wants it, I'm sure. If he's communicating with the Spurs, and I know that he is, and they're, I'm sure, checking on him and all of that kind of stuff, and he just probably doesn't want it out there right now until they know something else and it's more definitive. But right now, look, we just know that Pop's not going to most likely be back for a little while.
And it almost feels like, while the players are more informed than we are, they're not getting as many details. And again, I don't know if it's because he's 19 and, from France, but as much as we're allowed to know. And
don't shortchange that young man. He's 20.
I'm what I say,
19. He's 20.
Well,
he's growing up. Just right before your very eyes.
Well, look, man, when I'm getting a beer with Wemby at the Roo Pub, he's no longer a kid. But even then, he'll be a kid because he'd probably go into the game room out there in the back. But
yes.
I just thought that was an interesting choice of words. But at the same time, I'm thinking, all right, well, I mean, they got more information than we have, but even it doesn't seem like they are getting more. But we know Mitch Johnson has said that he talks to Pop. But again, Pop right now needs to worry about getting better.
Exactly.
And let basketball handle basketball. And the players all care, but everybody consistently says they do expect him back at some point. I don't know, sooner, later, indefinite, foreseeable future. The Spurs haven't given any indication, and they're not. They are being more tight-lipped on this than most things for the most tight-lipped organization on planet Earth.
Well, I mean, look, that's basketball is basketball. Pop's, what he's dealing with is real life. But look, Mitch Johnson is going to do a good job. And don't forget, he's got Brett Brown there with him, who is knows Greg Popovich inside and out, knows what Pop likes to do. And so that coaching staff together is going to handle this thing the way Pop wants it handled. I can guarantee you that. So anything that's happening now with this ball club is Greg Popovich's game plan. They're not going to deviate from that, and they're going to follow what Pop wants to do here. So wish Pop all the best and say a prayer for him, and hopefully he'll be back sooner rather than later.
That live tiger they got for the LSU Bama game tomorrow.
Yeah.
There is a new interesting wrinkle with this that we'll tell you about coming up on the Headline Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. Settling in after 2 on the road. The Cowboys take on the Philadelphia Eagles at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
To all you tool people out there, has Harbor Freight got a deal for you? Big savings every single day this November. Because we know that right now, when the price of everything only seems to go up, you need a place where prices stay low. So shop in-store or online for quality tools you can trust at prices you'll love every day. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
When you're hiring for your business, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. This made us wonder, what if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
Escape rooms? Elementary. And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Simple. So, see what the world is like when ZipRecruiter does the hard work of hiring for you. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Jason Minix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy, the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. And I love playing the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. Think basketball, think football. You can mix, you can match across your other favorite sports and leagues and win money watching sports. And this season, Underdog will be running a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost. Pump up your winnings in just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win. And they're basically a sure thing with their free picks. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that stat pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So download the app, sign up with promo code STAR and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
To understand what makes Diamonds Direct so different than other jewelry stores, you have to go back 60 years, when a diamond cutter became well known for his exceptional craftsmanship. His diamond cutting business flourished for decades. Then his sons got involved and started selling these exceptional diamonds to upscale jewelry stores here in America. After a few years, these wholesalers decided to change the game and started selling these precious diamonds direct to the public at the same prices they had sold to the jewelry stores. The no middleman concept became an instant success, and Diamonds Direct was born. Today, Diamonds Direct provides that extraordinary value to people all over America, leading the industry with the highest quality diamonds that still come straight from the best cutters, offered at the guaranteed best prices, period. Diamonds Direct, a truly revolutionary concept with a unique history, rooted in quality, committed to excellence, and always focused on value. Proud to call Alamo City home. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
Billshappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Bills Happen's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news. I went to billshappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys will be led by Cooper Rush this week. Of course, Dak Prescott nursing a hamstring injury. They welcome in the Philadelphia Eagles. You can catch that game right here on your home for Cowboys football, 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 2:30 Sunday afternoon. Houston Texans in prime time. They'll take on the Detroit Lions. Sunday night football kickoff set for 7:15. You can catch that game on ESPN AM 1250 beginning at 6:30.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. A football Friday that brings us to the South Side.
Beautiful place, though. Harlandale Memorial Stadium. I tell you what, one of the best stadiums in San Antonio. Love it out here. It is fantastic. And the folks here are excited, whether they're Harlandale Indians or McCollum Cowboys.
Well, and again, it's the Frontier Bowl, the Battle of the South Side. The press box, this is the completely renovated press box. The first Frontier Bowl with the renovated stadium and all the renovations that are complete and top notch. Congratulations to everybody involved in this at Harlandale ISD. And the tailgating that is going on outside. And we could see it from here with the binoculars looking out one of the back windows. Now, we spent an hour tailgating earlier.
We did.
With no beer.
No.
But a lot of food.
A lot of food, yes.
There will be a video up soon on the San Antonio Sports Star social media as soon as Ryan gets that done, although Ryan might not have been thrilled looking at all the food that we were sampling and watching them prepare here. Quite frankly, it looks like a college tailgate.
Yeah, it really does look like a college tailgate. I mentioned to you guys we were walking out there. This kind of looks like a UTSA game.
UTSA incarnate. Where
Yeah.
I mean, UTSA is up to a level just because the size, but it is very comparable. I would say this is better than what you'd get at UIW, and they do it well over there.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, and I love the fact because it's a shared stadium. There's this field over there, and they've got, 25, 35 yards dividing. You got the Harlandale side, then open area, and then the McCollum side. And I don't know once the party starts if they start mingling that area, but you've got your Harlandale neighborhood and you got your McCollum neighborhood out here in the tailgates.
That's right. And it is a rivalry, whether it's the players on the field or the moms and dads out there tailgating. It is a rivalry. But I love there's a couple of flags out there that you see house divided, right? That they've got it slashed right down the middle. So there is some of that going on out there too. So it's just a lot of fun. I tell you what, it is just a lot of fun out here, and I love seeing that kind of atmosphere and this game. The folks are excited about this football game. They get excited each and every year, as they should. One of the best rivalries in San Antonio.
A little bit of breaking news. The Cowboys injury report has just been released. Deron Bland out. They were hoping to get him back a week ago.
They were.
And he didn't practice on Tuesday, didn't practice on Wednesday, didn't practice yesterday, didn't today, and he's already officially been ruled out.
You know, I can't even imagine what's going on with him, because you're right. 2 weeks ago, we thought he was going to play, and still out. So, yeah, not sure what's going on. I haven't seen the injury report, Minix. Is there?
Well, it's right here. A couple of the others. Kalen Carson will play, no designation.
Well, I hope he plays better than he played last week.
Well, I mean, he's a warm body out there. Diggs still listed as questionable, did not practice today. Also, he's got the calf, and he had an illness added today.
Wow.
Tyler Guyton limited today. He's questionable. Eric Kendricks, questionable. Micah Parsons officially marked as questionable. No designation for CeeDee Lamb. No designation for Zach Martin. So they're both fully going to play. Dak Prescott officially out. Wanye Thomas officially out. And linebacker Nick Vigil is questionable. Nick has not practiced at all week. So I'm surprised he still has that question mark. But the fact that Deron Bland has already been ruled out, along with Dak Prescott and Wanye Thomas. But Bland out, no game designation at all for CeeDee Lamb, so he's a full go for Sunday.
Look, even though Parsons is listed as questionable, he was limited today in practice. I fully expect him to play on Sunday. I can't imagine that he's going to miss another game with that high ankle sprain. I fully expect him to be in there. As for Trayvon Diggs, though, that does surprise me a little bit. I'll be honest with you. And maybe it's the illness that they added that makes him questionable, but I would be surprised if he's not out there either. So it's a banged up bunch, but you look down at Philadelphia and, they're not so banged up. It looks like everybody's ready to go. They got one questionable on theirs, and that is Ben Van Summeren.
Oh, yeah.
Linebacker.
Stud.
Household name.
Yes.
Yeah. He's questionable. Cowboys got a chance.
Everybody else. Everybody that was limited earlier in the week, a full participation today for the Eagles. And game status, nobody even is questionable except for old Ben.
Which is just gonna make it all the more sweeter when I walk in here on Monday. And the Cowboys have a big dub.
I hope you're right. This is one of those times I'd be happy to go to my fridge, pull out a 12-pack, and bring it to you.
Well, you got to do a 24-pack because you got to pay for RJ.
I do?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes. RJ doubled the bet. So I've
got to pay for RJ?
Of course you do.
Why would I pay for RJ?
I'm not waiting for RJ.
Well, I mean.
He can send it to you.
All right.
Venmo you the money.
I'm good with that.
What do you mean? And wait a minute. What's this go to your fridge? No. You go to a Circle K or.
Does it matter where the beer comes
from?
It
matters because the stuff that's in your, I want to make sure the date's good.
Do you think beer lasts in my fridge long enough to go bad?
No, I don't. Absolutely not.
The only beer in my fridge that you might have to worry about is that weird stuff that John Robbins might leave at the house.
Oh, yeah?
But the Flight by Yingling doesn't last very long.
It doesn't last long at my house either, I'll be honest with you. It does not.
You think I'm going to have old beer in my fridge?
I don't know about you, Minix, and I know you like to gamble. I like to gamble. When I'm gambling and I got something on a game, I tend to drink faster. And it's just maybe a nervous tick when I'm nervous, so I'm drinking. I remember my dad. Obviously, we all knew if you're new to the show, he was a bookie,
Your
right?
dad, the bookie.
Well, he was a cigarette smoker.
Yeah.
So he'd be nervous and he'd light up one after. For me, it's sips. It's drinks when I'm nervous. So that a beer will go down pretty quick.
Ryan Eggle, I've known you a long time. Since 1993. I don't know that you drink any faster or slower, whether you're nervous or not.
Well, it seems like I do, anyway.
It doesn't. You don't nurse a beer regardless of the situation.
Well, beers aren't made to be nursed.
They're not. It's like my wife is the queen of koozies.
Yes, she is.
She's like, you want one? My beer doesn't last long enough. I'm not worried about that thing.
It doesn't get hot. No.
Koozies are nice and all, but I don't necessarily need them. Now, granted, she started her koozie fetish. Because she would always know her beer had a koozie. Mine does not. So she's never worried that she's going to grab a spitter by accident. All right? In all fairness.
Dude. Let's just get a cup.
Well, sometimes cups not available. There's a can, and it's not a beer if the tab has been pulled. It's not rocket science.
Wow.
You've made that mistake.
What? No, I've never made that mistake. I promise you, because if I would have, I'd have puked all over you.
Not over me.
All over you.
I'm fast, man. I'd have backward hurdled you like Saquon.
Dude, I promise
you were coming at me like, I'm out.
Dude,
you'll never see me move faster.
That's not happening. But just so you know, you got to pay up for RJ, and
that's fair.
So
that's fair.
And then I'm going to give you his. So whether you choose to give it to him or not doesn't really matter.
Well, his bet was you were going to give me the beer. He doesn't want it.
Well, I know, but
RJ would rather have a case of Aquafina.
Exactly. But you're going to have to pay up for him.
I'm not worried about it.
All right.
As much as I love my Dallas Cowboys, I'm very realistic about what's going to happen this weekend.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is a typical Cowboy stumble into a win game. It just is. I just have that feeling.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
I got a list of games right here that I have to turn in. And the Cowboys are on that list. I just haven't decided to pull the trigger just yet.
You don't have the stones. There's too much money involved in that one. It's a lot more than a 12-pack.
I don't know. Woo. We'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, our video's up, by the way, on Instagram, so go check that out. Yes.
I'll have to go check that out.
I got to check it out, but all of you go check it out. It's on our Instagram page.
You can see it before we do.
That's true.
Because we're working.
We are.
Absolutely. See, you call out Ryan, and boom, it's right there.
Look at that.
Right there. Thank you, Ryan, for getting that done. Is that on Instagram?
It is, yes. I just added it to my story. And it's all over the place.
Let me add it to my story.
Yes. So
guys
go take a look at it.
Go check out the San Antonio Sports Star Instagram at SA Sports Star. Watch the video. Comment on it. Make sure you're following at SA Sports Star on Instagram. And then send a direct message to Ryan on this Football Friday saying Football Friday, and one of you will win a replica World Series Texas Rangers championship ring.
Perfect. I like it. Little bribery never hurt anybody.
That's what we're here for. Just make sure you're following at SA Sports Star on Instagram and just message Ryan Football Friday, because that guy's trying to knock off early today.
He is.
So let's make sure
we don't want him to knock off.
Yeah,
early.
It's Friday. You got to work your ass off all the way till 5:00.
That's right.
At 5:00 we'll pick a winner.
Well, he's back at the station. It's probably a ghost town in there about this time, isn't it?
About this time? mean, it's been a long time, like 10 weeks since we've been on a Friday.
That's true, right?
But I'm going to guess, I don't know, everybody left for lunch around 11.
Exactly.
Everybody in sales. I've got to go see clients.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's exactly what's going on. So direct message at SA Sports Star. Ryan gets all those. Football Friday, and one of you will win a Texas Rangers replica World Series ring.
Okay, so tell me about this because I'm concerned about my girl, Livy Dunn. There's going to be a tiger running around?
There is. It's time for the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Old Joe Ryan-Eagle trying to channel his inner Bill Belichick when it comes to Livy Dunn, who will be the guest picker, although Nick Saban might be doing the same because he was coaching her up today on some picks.
Yes.
But LSU has secured a live tiger to be on the sidelines for the game tomorrow against Alabama. According to Barstool, they got the tiger from a guy that has tigers, but this guy has had 2 tigers escape from him. Now, I don't know if you're a good tiger guy if you've had 2 get away from you.
No, I don't think so. And I can only think that they hired this guy just simply because, look, if the Tigers can't beat Alabama on the field, just let that dude loose and go to town. They probably trained him to go after Crimson.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
You think? Well, apparently the governor is a vet and somebody involved with the school is a vet.
Oh, wow.
And so, veterinarians know where to find big cats, and they were able to find one. I'm just a little concerned you found one from a guy who's had 2 get away from him. Now, I don't know what your average tiger owner is and how many escapes that you can have before they say you can't have tigers anymore. I mean, we would ask the Tiger King, but I think that dude's still in jail. But yeah, it'll be in a cage.
Well, you would think so.
I mean, if they really had any balls, though, they'd just grab a leash and walk him around like they do Bevo.
Well, that, and you maybe chain him to the goalpost. Just make sure it's Alabama's side.
Well, what are you going to switch it every
Absolutely.
quarter?
That's what I would do.
I mean, it's kind of like at the Army-Navy game when the president who's sitting with one side on the first half, whether it's the West Point types or the Navy types, and then at halftime he walks across the field. At the end of the first quarter, we'll just take the tiger from one end zone to the other.
Exactly.
Have him walk down the field.
Yes. I think that's a great idea.
It's a great idea, Jim.
Yes.
It's a great idea,
that'll
Jim.
scare those Bama folks. I just as long as Livy's all right, that's all that matters.
Just protect Livy Dunn at all costs.
Just protect her. That's right. Cheap thrills wherever I can get them. Oh my goodness. The girl is smoking hot. I mean, my good. Even though she's just a baby. I mean, am I wrong, John?
No.
Poor John, don't get me involved.
John walks in and is like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
Oh. It ought to be a good game. We'll be picking that game a little bit later in our prime picks.
We will be picking that game. Erin Andrews. She has taken
another attractive young lady.
Yeah, and she's taken her fair share of stuff over the years.
Absolutely. Yes.
But, man, I tell you what, you know what's really pissed her off?
What's that?
A meteorologist.
What's Bill Taylor? What's he doing?
I was going to ask you, Joe Reinagel.
Holy cow.
Are you Bill Taylor?
Bill Taylor? What are you messing with Erin Andrews for?
Erin Andrews is mad at the weatherman.
Well, apparently, Erin gave a weather report on one of her sideline reports, and this weather guy, he didn't like it and said she wasn't accurate. And so he kind of called her out that she shouldn't be doing that. You know how they do. Well, there's rain in the forecast or whatever.
When is the weatherman actually accurate?
Well, that's a good point, but I'm just saying.
I mean,
he called out Erin Andrews. Maybe she calls out the weather guys when they're wrong.
Well, and
girls.
I mean, she's reading the report from a meteorologist. It's not like she went on her phone and has the, what do you call those fancy weather things over there at Ken's 5? Let's give Ken's 5 and Bill Taylor a little bit of love. It's not like she was
a weather app, right?
The Storm Center,
so
8,000, whatever Bill wants to name that part of the studio.
I don't know what that's called
Doppler
anymore.
81,000.
I don't know if they've
Doppler 5,000.
Exactly. I don't know if they've changed that or not.
KSAT, they've got Doppler 12,000.
Since my day. But, yeah.
Your Channel 4, can you go Doppler 4,000 when everybody else has a 5,000 or a 12,000?
Oh, we'll have to ask Don Harris. He'll know the answer.
What the hell
to
does
that.
he know about the weather?
Well, I don't know if he knows anything about the weather, but he might know what kind of radar they have.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be paying attention to the weather guy. And he was probably just like you. Would you hurry up so I can get to my sports?
Yeah, it's just
I got my extra point coming up.
Yeah, just don't run over time. That's all. That's all we care about.
Exactly.
I don't care what you're saying. Just just don't come into my time.
If you're fans of the Cracker Barrel, there's some bad news today.
This is a crazy story, but it makes a lot of sense. Now, I'd have to go back and read the story, but they had a dessert, right? That was, I don't know if it's blueberries or dumpling. I don't know what it was.
Well, let's not let facts get in the way
Well,
here,
anyway, suffice it to say it was a dessert that just magically vanished off the menu, and people were asking about it because apparently it was a very popular dessert. And the story, there's a server who is now leaking to the press the reason why.
The Cracker Barrel secret.
Cracker Barrel. So this dessert, I guess now it's mandated. You have to put calories and stuff on the menu.
I really don't want to read that.
Well, I know.
I wish they would.
They're doing that. So they didn't want to put that on there. So they just took the thing off the menu because apparently it's not diet food.
It's a dessert. It's not supposed to be diet food.
It's not diet food. So I'm just saying, if you're wondering where that is, and I'll have to find out what it is, some kind of blueberry muffin or some pie or I don't know.
Blueberry muffin.
I haven't been to Cracker Barrel in a long time.
I got to be honest with everybody out there. As we're putting the show together, Reinagel put that in the rundown as part of the headline Blitz. We went to go eat at the tailgate. I didn't go read the story, so I just set you up to tell it, and you didn't read the story either.
No, I did read the story. I just can't remember exactly what it does when it comes to that. All right, I see where I found that. I'll check that out. But that's why. So the headline is Cracker Barrel waitress spills the beans on a dark, disgusting secret.
And it's about the calories in the dessert.
If
you're ordering
nutrition.
dessert, you're not worried about the nutritional values.
You're probably not.
I mean, I see the headline, a dark, disgusting secret. I'm not thinking that's going to be. That seems like a very clickbait headline.
Well, it is.
I mean,
exactly
I'm
what
worried
it is.
about how they make the gravy because really, their chicken fried steak breakfast is what I always. That's the go-to when I'm at the Cracker Barrel.
Chicken and dumplings, man, for me.
For breakfast?
Well, for any time.
I mean, honestly, the only time I know Cracker Barrel is always open, and I don't go often, but I like Cracker Barrel. But there's a hotel up in Dallas near Jerry World. You've stayed there when we went to the Cardinals Rangers game.
Yeah.
There's a Cracker Barrel next door. Go there for breakfast and then go to the game or go to the airport or whatever it is you're doing. The last time I was at the Cracker Barrel.
I like Cracker Barrel. Marcus Floyd and I went to a Cracker Barrel in East Memphis.
East Memphis?
Yes.
With all the options you have in East Memphis, you go to Cracker Barrel?
Well, Marcus likes Cracker Barrel.
That doesn't surprise me.
He does. He likes Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
And so we went to a Cracker Barrel in East Memphis. And East Memphis is in Tennessee, right across Tennessee. Well, it's in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, dude, I walk
in there.
Be
West Memphis.
I walk in there with Marcus.
It's a map.
It's like time stood still. It's like everybody's turned and looked at us.
They asked if he was lost?
Well, exactly. Yeah, I don't know that
he was the only non-white in there?
Well, yes.
At the Cracker Barrel.
At the Cracker Barrel in East Memphis,
West
Arkansas,
Memphis.
Whatever it is. Whatever the hell it is. It was like time stood still. You have to ask Marcus that story, man. It's funny.
Well, you're in Memphis. There's so many great food options.
It was for breakfast, and it was the Cracker Barrel. The dude likes to go. He's a photographer. They're very
weird.
They're weird guys. Yeah. Yeah. Very temperamental folks,
That they are.
Yeah. So
that they are. So when he says that's where they're going, you go, okay.
Sometimes you just got to get along, right? So we go in there, and I don't really think they were mad at him. They were like looking at me like, the hell you doing there with him?
That's awful.
It was terrible.
I hate that there's places like that.
I know it. It really sucks.
But
that's been a while. I mean, that was obviously we were there, Spurs, Grizzlies playoffs. So
back in the old days.
When
the Spurs were good.
Famous apple dumplings is what that was.
Well, what the hell does that have to do with blueberries?
Well, it has nothing to do with it. It's both in the fruit category.
No, I was going for chocolate balls.
I don't know if they have chocolate balls there.
That explains why you were going into the Cracker Barrel in Arkansas.
So everybody's upset about it, but they were forced to pull it because of the nutritional info and calories on the menu. So they had to take the apple dumplings off the menu because it had so many calories in it.
Who cares?
I don't. I'm just letting you know we're updating the story as we speak.
Oh, we are, huh?
I knew it
You're
was some kind of fruit dumpling.
How do you go from black blueberries to dumplings?
Apples, blueberries, what the hell's the difference?
Quite a bit, actually. It's talk some college football coming up. Longhorns have Florida tomorrow. If you're looking for a place to go watch the game, get into it. The Roo Pub. They're at 281 and Redland Road. The Roo Pub is the Longhorn watching headquarters this year, and all day for football tomorrow. You think about the games tonight in the NBA, whatever it is you want to watch, the big fights, you know it's on at the Roo, and no better place to go watch with those three massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. And when you get into the Roo Pub, go hungry. The food is fantastic. They have the biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu. I love the fried shrimp. Pledge tells me the salads there are wonderful, and they got great appetizers. They got great desserts too, and all healthy for you, or healthy. Well, they've got a part of the menu that says healthy-ish. If you're worried about that. More importantly, the kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So if you're looking for a late night meal, skip the drive-thru and get into the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub, just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We will see you at the Roo.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
You invited Dak and Coop over to the house. What mama cooked?
She never disappoints.
Well, what was the meal? We're really curious.
Well, she had the local pizza, salads, pasta dish, chicken.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
You know what deer season is, JD?
Yeah.
You know why it's deer season?
No.
It's because they go in the rut. People sight their guns in for 100 yards, 200 yards, some 300 yards. Crazy shots, right? But in the rut at the right time, you could hit them with a brick.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9047. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9047. That's 800-575-9047. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
At the UPS Store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
From who?
It is the Blitz here on.
From who?
What?
Who is it?
San Antonio sports star. He's radio professional Joe Reinagle.
Is this thing on?
I'm Jason Minix. We're down here on the south side. During the commercial break, the good people from Harlandale ISD, they came in and they put us on the secret Wi-Fi internet. So we had to literally get up, move, because they wouldn't let us see what they were doing.
I know.
They were, and there was two guys. It was like surgical. One on your computer, one on mine. And it's like, what the hell's going on here, man? Just what's the Wi-Fi password?
Exactly. They're not going to give it to us.
No. And I'm like, you guys don't trust us, but they trust you guys?
Huh. Yeah, they were. It was a top secret deal. But, hey, that's all right. It works great, and then everything should be outstanding now.
Well, the idea that, they said they would be here before the show started.
Well, it's only 3:30.
Well, they've been out at the tailgate party here at the Frontier Bowl.
I don't blame them. Yeah, it's getting a little dark out here.
Well, it's that cool front moving in.
I guess, yeah, look at the flags over there. Wow, they're howling.
Yeah, howling.
Huh? Howling.
What are those? What are they howling like?
I don't know, dude.
What are you, an Alice Coyote?
I mean, they're howling. They're isn't that what you say when winds are howling?
All right, Bill Taylor.
I'm just saying they're moving. They're standing at attention.
They're not limp.
They're not limp at all. No, they're ready to go.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
It sure is.
Yeah,
they're knuckling down.
I'm going to retweet this. I don't know when this is from a tweet. Jacob Eric just tweeted this to us. Mid-inning push-up contest from a Twitter account called Baseball's Greatest Moments. I'm just going to retweet it so you can go see it at Jason Minix or at Joe Reinagle 210. Jacob Eric tweets it to us, bro, probably from Alice, Texas, at Jason Minix, at Joe Reinagle 210. And this little kid trying to do push-ups. Goes right in line with what Mike McCarthy just said.
Yes, absolutely. They start him young, wherever that is. That may be Alice. We had nothing else to do.
My guess is he's walked in on his parents.
Well, yeah, probably so. But, I'm sure it's not this way anymore. And anybody that's listening from Alice, but typically, if you were an Alice cheerleader, you're typically walking around with a baby bump.
Wow.
Back in my day.
Really?
I'm serious.
What
happened? What the hell else is there to do in Alice, Texas? It happened. It usually happened every year. There'd be one cheerleader out there.
Just one or everyone?
Not everyone. No.
So
not everyone.
You would always have one.
Typically, yeah. There'd be one out there with a little baby bump or a big one, depending. It happened. Good times in Alice, Texas.
Now, why are you having a flashback and starting to sweat?
Well, but we're talking about hard flags and kids, doing push-ups that aren't really doing push-ups. And
well, the kid's form is solid.
It's solid, man.
The knuckle down.
That lady standing behind him is going, woo! Can't wait for you to grow up, buddy.
I mean, and the grandma sitting there watching, and
that's
they let him go.
That's a grandma,
or the mom. I don't know.
I remember those days.
I don't know. I mean, she's encouraging him.
Yeah, of course she is. That's my boy.
You knuckle down and go a little harder.
That's right. I hope that ground is on birth control.
Wow.
Goodness gracious.
There are certain things that could prevent that. Was those not available in Alice, Texas?
Well, yeah, usually in truck stop bathrooms they were. I don't know.
I know you've got 5 kids. I've just never heard this story before.
Well, I was far removed from Alice, Texas by then, but
yeah, you kind of feel like you were left out, man.
Alice was a great place to grow up.
I
wasn't left out. It just didn't.
Oh, bragger!
Just didn't knock anybody out.
Well,
I never said I was left out.
I'm guessing you were a wide receiver in a wishbone offense, so your talents are well known in Alice, Texas.
Yes, they are.
You're on the team. You just go stand over there.
Exactly. Just pretend to block somebody. Exactly right. Oh my goodness. Too much fun on this football Friday.
Huh?
We're having too much fun. I hope y'all are having a great Friday. We are.
Absolutely, we are.
It is a nice day for football. I love the overcast skies.
Yeah, it's the last day of the regular season. It almost feels like it's our first football weather kind of
right.
Game.
It does. So I'm digging the weather for sure.
Are you?
Yes. Although in here it's very nice inside this brand new press box. It's awesome. But we can look out and see the dark and dreary skies over Harlandale Memorial Stadium.
Dark and dreary, huh?
Dark and dreary. A perfect day for football.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't seen a plane land in a little while.
Well, probably because the wind is howling.
Well, those little planes can't fly in this. Where is Greg Simmons when you need him? He could tell us about flying in and out of Stinson.
He could.
But yeah, I mean, ever since the wind picked up and it got cloudy, we haven't seen a plane land in a while.
No, we haven't. But that's all right. Red Garza from our YouTube channel says Alice, Texas is where Joe's elbow got knocked up.
That
might be. I don't know. I haven't been back to Alice for a while. What the hell's my elbow doing out and about on a Saturday night? Or a Tuesday night. Alice, it didn't matter.
I'm guessing in Alice, it couldn't have been far different than Copper's Cove. Because,
probably not.
Yeah, I mean, we grew up, kids, when there was no internet.
That's right. Didn't have a cell phone either.
I mean, it used to be you'd go on somebody's land, maybe in Lampasas or out in the country, and bonfires and cow tipping and.
We would just cruise the Sonic, man. That was our deal.
Well, we'd go to because Copper's Cove you couldn't buy beer. Coryell County used to be dry, And you could go to Killeen, but because of Fort Hood there, they were a little bit stricter because of, with the underage drinking, buying beer and stuff because, soldiers. But if you went to Lampasas, they didn't give a damn. And then you would cruise Key Avenue there in Lampasas, which is part of Route 66. And you'd go to Stormsburger, and then cruise up and down and have fun. The place you could buy is the Beer Barn in Lampasas, right there at 190 and Key Avenue, and you could show your high school ID as long as you need an ID. You show them a card, and they didn't care, man.
Oh,
what do you need? Need some purple Mad Dog, some orange Mad Dog, and a case of beer
and little Schlitz malt liquors, little baby bulls. Those were the days, weren't they?
And now all these comments on our YouTube channel about all their schools and the pregnant cheerleaders.
See that? I mean, cheerleaders. They're usually. It's time for a break.
I just want you to go as the father of cheerleaders.
I love the fact you're sitting here letting me continue to dig this hole, man. You're just watching.
I'm entertained by this.
Well,
because I know you're a cheer dad.
Yes,
I just keep going.
And my daughter was never cheering with a baby bump.
Yes.
I'll just say that. Thank God. Man,
the boys that used to come to Joe's house.
Oh my gosh, dude. We were reliving some of those stories the other day with Casey and some of her friends. So funny stuff.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It was same way with Erica and her friend who got married. What was that wedding? Last week or 2 weeks ago? Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Kids.
These kids today. I tell you.
Absolutely. Speaking of, is Trey Lance going to play this week or in the foreseeable future? It's amazing the messaging that is coming out of the Star when it comes to Trey Lance. We'll dive into that. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. As we're sitting here at Harlandale Memorial Stadium watching the weather roll in, you can tell the wind is picked up and people have put on some hoodies and jackets. It's cooling off a little bit. Still not going to be stupid cold, but at the same time, the cold weather is coming, which means you need to get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro if you need your logo on any kind of winter gear, whether you're a business owner, a manager, club leader. Over at Sam, they've already changed out the showroom merchandise, the displays. All the winter gear is on display. So if you need jackets, if you need half zips, you need hoodies, beanies with your logo on it, go see Sam. He's got all the big name brands like North Face and Under Armour, Nike, Eddie Bauer, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. So that winter gear is out. Don't wait until it's really cold and go, oh man, it's going to be 38 degrees. Let me go get some jackets with our logo on it. You know it's coming. Get in there and work ahead at Sammy's Embroidery Club. If you need hats done, Sam has over 25,000 hats and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, the Katie caps, Nike Cap America, to name a few. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands, and he is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too big, no order too small. All items do come with the warranty. But get your winter gear ordered now. Work ahead. Call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, or get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, Cowboys-Eagles wasn't as bad as we thought. We'll talk about it.
And the Texans saw the Lions on Sunday night. Got to go for the Texans. How's Texas football looking? Party starts at 6. Don't miss it.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
George gets justice. At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, they don't just represent you, they fight for you. When life throws its toughest challenges, George and his team are there to get you the justice you deserve. And here's their promise: you don't pay unless they win your case. With a proven track record of success, they take every case personally. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
It's Manny Jr. with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we are celebrating 10 years of business in San Antonio. Join us this Saturday for a family fun event with Redcon One and the first ever Miss Olympia, Dana Lynn Bailey. 1 day, 2 locations. This Saturday from 11 to 2 at Rock's Pat Booker location, and then from 3 to 6 p.m. at our Blanco Road location. The first 50 customers receive a Rock's drawstring bag filled with goodies, live DJ, free prizes, store-wide discounts so good you gotta be there. Visit Rock's Discount on IG for more event details.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe pork rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe pork rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
FX's English teacher. Every single one of these essays is so bad.
An F? What is this?
With grades like this, I'm going to have to hit the corner, sir.
From executive producers of What We Do in the Shadows.
Who's running the school? Is it us or is it them?
Them.
Go sit next to Tiffany.
She told me it was offensive to learn Mandarin because you're not Japanese.
FX's English teacher is now streaming on Hulu. All new Mondays on FX.
Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas, open to the public 7 days a week with a country club feel. It's football season, so book your tee times early at golfclubtexas.com and stick around and watch the games. Make Golf Club of Texas your football headquarters where you can watch every game. They'll even stay open until the end of every NFL game, including Thursday, Sunday, and Monday nights. Get into the Tin Cup Bar at the Golf Club of Texas, Highway 90 at Briggs Ranch Road. Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-290-0239. 800-290-0239. Again, that's 800-290-0239. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
What's on? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix.
On a football Friday out at Harlandale Memorial Stadium, we have the Frontier Bowl tonight. Lots of tailgating already going on. The food is incredible. The briskets, the burn ends, the chicken. There's videos up on the San Antonio Sports Star Instagram if you want to go see what Joe and I were doing before the show instead of preparing, which might be obvious. And if you go watch those videos on Instagram, watch the videos. Make sure you're following at SA Sports Star on Instagram. And if you want to win one of those Texas Rangers replica World Series rings, just direct message San Antonio Sports Star and just say Football Friday. And if you do that at 5 o'clock, Ryan's going to pick a winner from everybody that does that. The only thing you have to make sure you're doing is make sure you're following at SA Sports Star on Instagram. And I just got a notification. I think those videos might also be up on Twitter as well. If you if you want to see the videos, they're on Twitter. If you want to try to win that ring, at SA Sports Star on Instagram for your chance to do that.
Yeah, go and look at that. You did a nice job, Ryan. Outstanding.
Yeah.
And just kind of gives you a little bit of the flavor that we're experiencing here at Harlandale Memorial Stadium with the tailgate. It's a big game tonight, one of the biggest rivalries in San Antonio, without a doubt. Harlandale and McCollum, Cowboys versus Indians, and it's just one of those high school rivalries that it just doesn't get much better than this.
Yeah, it really does. And throw the records out the window. The fact that there's so many people already here early, and I will complete the Frito pie and have that tonight. I see on our YouTube channel, Red Garza says, I'm heading out to Harlandale now to help out with concessions. I will be getting a Frito pie tonight. And I can honestly tell you, with all the options out here, but it's a thing, and I will complete my rankings. And next week we'll be at Ferris. Haven't been out there, so I'll publish, because a lot of people keep asking me for the entire rankings. I'll do that after we go to Ferris next week. So
I want to know
all the
rankings.
I got them right here.
Well, I'm assuming now, before you say anything, that Alamo Heights is still at the top of the list.
Alamo Heights is still at the top of the list.
All right, just checking
as I pull up my notes, and of course the internet is being a little slow right now. So I'll tell you later.
Well, you have to do it. Frito Pie Friday, it is what it is, and you have to you can't disappoint the folks. They want to know how the Frito Pie is here at Harlandale Memorial.
I will find out. I know it's $4.
$4?
Yeah, because John Robbins has sent me a photo of the menu at the concession stand.
How does that rank with other stadiums?
I have no idea.
All right.
Costs me $20 every week. Every week I hand John a 20. And he comes back with food and
no change.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but I don't know. You can get nachos with cheese for $5.
Right.
With chili for $6. Brisket for $7.50.
Brisket.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a step up, isn't it?
Hot Cheetos with cheese here's $3.75. The Frito pie is $4. All beef hot dog is $3.25.
Ooh, that's always good.
With chili $4. With chili and cheese $4.75.
All right.
They do have a brisket sandwich here for $8.50.
I would go with the chili dog with cheese for $4.75. That would be my choice.
You want one before you leave?
No, I don't. Right now, dude, I couldn't eat anything.
And honestly, I have no idea how much they're going to sell in concessions because of the amount of food that's over at the tailgate that's free.
Right.
Or I'm assuming free. It was free for us earlier. But,
right.
I mean, it's a tailgate, man, and it looked like it's just a party out here at Harlandale Memorial Stadium.
It's almost 4 o'clock, right? And that's when everybody said everything should be ready to go, because I think the kids get out of school officially at 4 o'clock. So I guess they'll all go over there and have some food and get involved in the little party. But they kick here at 7 o'clock, right?
Yeah, kick is at 7 o'clock, so should be good there. And I see Kevin Monk on YouTube. He played in 2 Frontier Bowls. He went 1-1. Go Cowboys. He was class of 2000.
Nice.
And he does confirm it's all free in the parking lot. So if you're hungry, dude, and you want to watch some good football tonight, come on down here near Stinson Field to Harlandale Memorial Stadium.
Well, I'm just curious. He doesn't say if he's a Cowboy or an Indian.
It literally
Kevin
says,
Muck.
"Go Cowboys, class of 2000."
Oh, I thought he was talking Dallas Cowboys. Sorry, Kevin.
Dude.
There you go. That answers my question.
Reading is hard.
Yes, it
I'm an
is.
idiot.
Yes, it is. That's kind of cool. And then Red Garza's out here too. On our YouTube channel, he said he's Jason, come see us at halftime. Cake and Q.
Cake and Q.
How about that?
You know, the problem, come see us at halftime is rather difficult. You know, I'm kind of locked in this booth until.
I thought Pledge took over at halftime.
Well, he does.
Well, then.
It's not long enough break to go anywhere.
I got you.
I mean.
Well, hey, Pledge, you just go a little longer tonight.
Well, I mean, halftime is not going to, halftime is halftime.
Well, you go into the third quarter a little bit. You can make it up.
I'm sure that's exactly A, what Pledge wants, but B, hey, we missed half the third quarter because I was downstairs eating.
Exactly. Nobody's going to blame.
Pledge has played those first half highlights 3 times now because Minix needed more brisket.
Just guessing what's happening in the third quarter as it's going on.
Just make it up.
Yeah,
I do. Why not?
Come on. I mean, it's radio, right? I mean, hey, look at that guy. He's going then all the way.
I don't know if tonight's game is on television, but one of the great compliments that I certainly appreciate is when people are watching whatever TV broadcast there is, but they've got the radio on. And so, yeah, you can't just make it up and go.
Well, there's a big looks like a TV trailer out there.
Well, they've got video and they've got some students. In fact, I was talking with one of the McCollum teachers today that asked if they could have some students in the booth with us tonight as they're with their program here, very similar to what we did at Alamo Heights, where students are running the production for the scoreboard and stuff, but to have an opportunity to come in and watch what we're doing and how we do it. I'm like, yeah, bring the kids in, no problem. So there will be video on the scoreboard, but I don't know if they do any kind of live streaming for television or not. Here.
All right. Well, it's a swanky place now. I'll tell you that. I've always liked it out here, but this press box is fantastic.
Yeah.
So, you ought to be really proud of this Harlandale ISD.
Yeah, and Red says he'll deliver. We're up on
the
second floor, man. We'll be looking for you. We'll DoorDash that thing.
That's right.
We'll get it taken care of. Appreciate that. As you think about, you thought they were talking about the Dallas Cowboys. The reality is Sunday. I know you're picking the Cowboys to win this game.
I am.
I hope that you are right. I want to always see my Cowboys win. 2, I hate the freaking Philadelphia Eagles. Anytime they lose is a good day. I'm just not optimistic about this weekend, although there's a chance, obviously, but at this point, this season, we didn't expect them to be great. We thought they were a good team that would have a chance at the playoffs. That was my preseason prediction, somewhere between 8 and 10 wins. And we talked about it. I wouldn't be surprised if this team won 8. I wouldn't be surprised if they won 10. The reality is, with Dak's injury, I'd be happy now if they won 8, and I wouldn't be surprised if they won 6 when it was all said and done. But Trey Lance, you gave up a 4th-round pick for him. Now, we know that there's not he hasn't been good at this point at all, right? He's been awful. But why not see what he has and see if he is capable, at the very least, of being a backup quarterback for years to come?
Well, and they will, but they can't do that in this game. They absolutely can't do that in this game. And they've got to keep that locker room together. They've got to keep some belief in that locker room. If you throw Trey Lance out there, those players aren't dumb. They know, right? If you're throwing him out there, then you've already thrown up the white flag for the season. So you can't do that. And that's why you can't do it right now. Now, you lose Sunday's game, you lose next week against Houston. And that if that streak goes on, then, yeah, you'll see him, I think, after 2 or 3 more losses. But this particular game has to be Cooper Rush, and you have to go into it believing that you're going to win.
But can you also come up with some ways to use Trey Lance to maybe add a little spark to, I don't know, the non-existent run game. Jerry Jones on 105.3 The Fan says there is an opportunity for packages with Trey Lance.
Oh, there is one for Trey Lance. There's packages that we can work on. And yes, there is one for Trey.
What elements of his game, of Lance's game, did you see during the preseason? Let me be clear.
That's not just to get Lance some play time. That's to bring to the table some offense for us.
All right. So he just said, Jerry Jones, the owner of the team, who's also the general manager, there are packages, and not just to get them playing time, but to help this team win.
Absolutely.
Mike McCarthy, head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, this morning on the Morning Huddle here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, as he is every Friday, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, says there's no way in hell we're going to play Trey Lance.
I'm playing to win the game. So I think, there's always a lot of ideas floating around. But, we have a game plan that was built off what we've been doing in the past. We're not here trying to, recreate the wheel. So, we're playing to win this game.
In other words, if I have anything to say about it, Trey Lance won't see the field at all. Obviously, they're not on the same page. McCarthy doesn't have anything for him, which in a way irritates me. And maybe he's just saying that because he doesn't want to tip anybody's hand. But Mike McCarthy is supposed to be this great offensive coordinator, this great play caller. I mean, where's your imagination?
Well, it's amazing how bad you become when you're not winning games and how creative you are when you are winning games. And maybe it is he doesn't want to tip anything off to the Eagles, but he's like, yeah, there's a lot of ideas. I sit in meetings all day, but damn it, I'm the one on the field and he's up in the box. And if he comes down on the field, I'm trying to save my job if it is savable.
It's not.
But he's got to believe it is. I don't know. It's just comical, the mixed messaging coming out of the Star when it comes to Trey Lance. Man, I tell you what, out here at the Frontier Bowl, we had a lot of brisket earlier. There's a lot of briskets out on the pit, a lot of chicken. You're going to do some barbecuing this weekend. Before you do, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market because you know that great meal starts with great meat. And no better place to get it than at Tri-County Meat Market. There are 2 locations, locally owned, full service, and they have everything you need to up your grilling game. You want to do some briskets? They got the best in town. You want to do some steaks this weekend? I know I'm going to do a couple of racks of ribs, doing St. Louis style ribs, but if you want beef ribs, pork ribs, English crosscuts, they've got it all there at Tri-County Meat Market. And also, you got to start thinking Thanksgiving's just a couple of weeks away. You need to order your turkey because Tri-County has the best turkeys you're going to get. All natural, never frozen, from Barber Farms in Colorado. Those turkeys right now living a great life waiting to be your great Thanksgiving dinner. They come between 8 and 24 pounds, but Tri-County only gets a limited number, so you need to reserve your bird before they sell out, and they sell out every year. So pre-order your turkeys and your pies from the Ultimate Cheesecake Bakery now at either Tri-County Meat Market location on Ralph Fair Road or on Huebner, online at tricountymeat.com.
You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. Settling in after 2 on the road. The Cowboys take on the Philadelphia Eagles at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
Not all pizza places are the same.
Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
Get in zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Getting ready for more rain and longer nights? We've got you. Right now, you can earn up to $25 in bonus rewards when you buy 2 Sylvania Silver Star Ultra bulbs and 2 Rain-X Quantum Elite wiper blades. More rewards and better visibility at America's #1 lighting destination, AutoZone. Get in zone, AutoZone. Offer valid for AutoZone Rewards members. Restrictions apply.
Were you uninvited to game night? Do you play board games with the ferocious intensity of an iron-fisted oligarch? Have friends left game night asking, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. It's Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale. Save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic. Plus, get a $300 instant gift. Take 120 nights to love it or your money back. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? I guarantee she does. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. If you're considering divorce, it's absolutely crucial to understand your options right now. Don't let alimony catch you off guard. Protect what you've built and secure your hard-earned assets. Visit TexasDivorce.com. At Barton & Associates, we focus on navigating the complexities of divorce law to ensure you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but you have a choice. Take control of the process or allow your spouse to dictate the terms. If you're serious about safeguarding what you have built and your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team for you. We'll act swiftly and decisively, ensuring that you're not taken advantage of. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Good news for the Houston Texans. Wide receiver Nico Collins was activated off the IR. He did practice today. That gives him a shot to play in the ballgame against Detroit on Sunday night. He's been out since October 6th with a hamstring injury. Dallas Cowboys will have Cooper Rush under center. Dak Prescott, well, he's on the pine with that hamstring injury. They'll take on the Philadelphia Eagles this Sunday afternoon at Jerry World. Begins at 2:30 right here.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on this Football Friday at Harlandale Memorial Stadium.
Great day for football. Overcast skies, the wind blowing out of the north. It ought to be a dandy here at Harlandale Memorial.
A dandy. A dandy.
Absolutely. A lot of fun out here. Parents are out tailgating, barbecuing, eating, I'm sure, by now. And it's a lot of fun. Great festive atmosphere here at Harlandale.
It's incredible. And so far, it's lived up to all the hype. Now, I've done this game before years and years ago when we used to do games on Time Warner, but it might have been 20 years ago since I've been out here. Normally, I'm at another stadium on a Friday night. And, when we moved to 94.1 and started doing more games and could do more games, I wanted to do this game last year, but this press box was under construction.
Right,
we couldn't do it. And it is beautiful. Hats off to everybody at Harlandale ISD and Athletic Director Rose Martinez for what they have invested in this community. This is an incredible facility.
It really is. This press box is fantastic. There's 2 brand new press boxes in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
We were out at Southwest last week. They had a brand new press box. And now Harlandale Memorial tonight and brand new press box. It looks like they're trying to turn the lights on. I'm assuming that's what they're doing.
Well, it looks like somebody's flipping the lights on and off.
Now, why would they do that?
Because they can.
I guess.
I mean, who knows? Maybe they're trying to practice a light show for later. Who the hell knows?
Nah. You think?
Why not?
A light show,
But they do keep turning. It's like somebody's just sitting there with the light switch, turning it on and off and on and off and on and off.
But they're blinking. My assumption is, and now they're on.
Is that Morse code?
Well, no. I think maybe that's just how the lights come on, right? They got to warm up. So they're flashing and blinking and doing all that stuff, and they warm up, and now they're on.
Light expert.
Yes.
Joe Reinagel.
That's me. Those are they look real skinny. Yeah, the old stadiums, you had the big round bulbs. These are like, I don't know, real skinny looking, LED looking bulbs, right? They look skinny. But I'm sure they'll light up the field just fine.
I'm sure it's just fine.
Well, but don't they look skinny to you? That's not typical. I look across the way there at the baseball stadium, and they have the big round bulbs. These are like the fancy LED light bulbs.
I think these are the bulbs that the bugs don't hang around.
Ah, well, that's good. And if they're LED, they don't get hot.
I have no idea. I mean, yeah, I see lights everywhere you go. Every stadium has a different set of lights to a degree. Like last week at Southwest, I was wondering if those lights would actually light up the stadium. It didn't look like they had enough of them, but it was just fine. I'm sure these are going to be just fine. And we'll find
they're going to be great.
And because of this stupid daylight savings thing, we'll find out sooner rather than later.
That's it. That's right. In about an hour from now, right? A couple hours from now.
I got to credit our bosses. They probably did something smart without realizing it.
Probably.
We're in a studio with no windows.
Right.
And we've always been in a studio with no windows. But we moved into a new studio a month or so ago that used to have a window, and there's still a window there, but we've covered it up with a fake wall.
Yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And now I know why. They know if you're somewhere where you can look out the window, you're going to be distracted by little things like a blinking light.
Exactly.
Squirrel.
Yes. Well, that's true. I mean, but we have to paint the picture for everybody, right, about what we're seeing out here. And I'm just saying, it is kind of early to turn the lights on. But the fact that it is getting dark earlier and it's very cloudy out here, they need a little light on the field.
Yeah. I mean,
they probably don't like it. I mean, they got a little increase in the electric bill turning the lights on a little early. I mean, you think about that, Minix. That's not good for the folks out here at Harlandale.
I mean, those other lights over yonder, they've been on since we got here.
Well, not all the way.
Yeah, all the way. Those ones over there.
That's at Stinson, though, isn't it?
I think that's still on school property. The little red lights on top of it are so the planes know that there's a light there.
Yeah.
I mean, you understand that part
I
of
do.
Things, right?
Yeah. I do. They all have red lights.
Well, there's an airport right here.
That sure is.
Of course there's little red lights on there.
Well, there you go.
think I'm an idiot?
Yeah.
I do.
I'm telling you, man. It's just funny to me because not funny, but it's impressive.
What's impressive?
The lights, yeah, because they're little skinny LED lights. That's what everybody's going with. We have those in our new studio now.
Yeah.
LED lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the lights that they have here inside the press box.
These are nice too.
Yeah.
So what's the green button over there? Is that for airplanes?
I don't know why there's a green.
I have no idea what
on
that
the
is
wall. I have no idea what that one's for. Although, do you know the difference when you see a plane or a boat or a ship? It's got a red light and a green light. Do you know what those are?
Do one mean go, and the other stop? I have no idea what that means.
It'd be your port and your starboard light.
Oh, well, okay then. See, I didn't know that. I would expect a Navy guy to know that.
See, so it will tell you the direction that vessel is traveling when you look at it.
So if the red light is up front,
no. If you see the red light, it's right, so you know it's going that way. If you see the green light, that's left, it's coming the other way.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Next time I'm out at sea, I'll be safe. That's awesome.
Next time you're out at sea. Yeah, well, if you get next time you're on a flight and you're flying and you see another airplane it's always kind of weird when you see another airplane close enough to you.
Yeah,
right?
it is, yes.
But you will know if that one's going the same direction you're going or if it's going the other way.
By the light.
By the light.
Well, I would think if it's going the other way, it's going to pass you pretty quick. And then you'd know it's going the other way.
Well,
I mean, I don't need to look for lights.
But if you look out and you just see a light, like, hey, what's that? And I know you and you're 3 drinks in going, there's UFOs. No, it's just a plane. It's coming. It's going the other way.
Depending on how long the flight is, depending on how many drinks in I am.
I mean, 40 minutes.
Well, they don't start serving those things right away. It's like, which is a little irritating.
You can ask.
Not when you're taking off.
You can ask.
You can ask, and they'll tell you no.
Well, it depends on if you're nice about it or not.
Oh, yeah? Huh. Okay. Now, Southwest doesn't have first class, but if you're in first class, they get drinks before you take off.
Well, Southwest is all coach, but when you're getting on and you're getting your seat and, it's like, hey, just to save you the trouble, if you want to get ahead, I'm going to need a Miller Lite here pretty quick. Or vodka soda or whatever it is you're looking for. And you might get it before takeoff, or you might get it like, hey, what's your order? What's your order? Here's yours because you've already asked.
I'm going to try. Now, is that from experience that you're telling me this, or is that just a thought popped in your head?
No,
you've tried it.
I'm successful at it.
Wow. Okay. And you're just now sharing this now?
I mean, you're a grown-ass man that flies a lot.
We've been doing this show for almost 3 years together, and you're just now telling me this.
I mean, we travel together a lot, but we don't sit together. But you ever wonder why I get drinks in a seat first?
Well, because you're in row 8.
I'm in row 8. You're correct. And you go, I need that leg room roll all the way down yonder at the exit wing.
It's the only first-class seat on Southwest.
Exactly, but you don't get your drinks first.
That's true.
Yeah.
Row 8. I prefer sitting up front anyway, to be honest with you.
Well, in row 8, for those that are asking why I try to go row 8, generally speaking, the way they section off and how the flight attendants work the different sections of the plane, you're going to get your drinks first. They generally start at either row 7 or 8, sometimes 9, but generally 7 or 8. That attendant kind of has those middle sections there. So they might start taking orders with those first 5, 6, 7 rows first, but that person has other responsibilities. The other person at 8, she'll get your orders or he'll get your orders and then go back and start making drinks while the other guy's doing stuff up yonder, but you'll get your drinks first. Row 8, you drink first.
Row 8. I'm going to remember that.
I mean, sometimes it's 7, sometimes it's 9, but row 8's kind of the sweet spot. And you can even ask when you're getting on, hey, which one's where does your section start? And they'll tell you, and you sit there, and as for your drink, and you're going to get it first.
And they're going to talk about each other and say the drunk is sitting right there.
I mean, row 8. I don't care as long as you get your drink. I mean, Lush in row 8C.
Lush,
yeah.
Yes. Already asking for drinks.
Yeah.
By the way, just saw this tweet from 105.3 The Fan.
Okay.
Stephen Jones on Dak right now. I don't think anyone knows if it'll be 4 weeks, 6 weeks, or the season.
Well, that goes in line with what he kind of told us. Yeah.
Chokes you up, doesn't it?
The season.
Uh-oh, somebody get Minnick some oxygen.
Trey Lance, you're up.
Dak is out for the season. Maybe not. I don't know that, and nobody does apparently at this point in time. My surprise is, look, if Stephen Jones is saying that, and what he told us yesterday, that IR was a distinct possibility. Why are you waiting unless you know it's the season? Because they play on Sunday. I would assume they'd want to put him on IR as soon as possible. So if he does come back in 4 weeks, then you've got 4 games out of the way, and then bam, he's back. I'm really surprised that he has not been placed on IR just yet.
And spitballing out of left field, if he goes on IR, there has to be another roster move associated with it. Those cheap sons of maybe they just don't want to put another guy on the active roster this week if they don't have anybody ready to go. Although they could have on the 53 somebody else on the active. I don't know. It doesn't make sense why they haven't done that just yet. We'll talk about it coming up. Talk about that incredible Baltimore-Cincinnati game last night as well. Joe's going to bitch about officials.
Bengals
Coming up
were robbed.
Here on the Blitz, they gave up a 21-7 lead on 94-1 San Antonio Sports Star. When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years. They do fantastic work and have for over 3 decades. The family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. They've got the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. Whether it's at your office or at the house, call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074. 404-9074 or hill-electric.com.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportstar.com.
Last year's RV trip, we met a couple with the same bumper sticker. What are the odds?
Your cousin isn't a good storyteller.
He was a podiatrist, or was it a pharmacist? Huh, you don't say. Oh, I can't remember.
But she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Don't miss Macy's one-day sale with specials so good they won't last. Save on everything to elevate your look for the holidays, like designer suits, 50 to 60% off. Women's boots and shoes, 40% off. And warm winter coats, 50 to 60% off. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn $10 in Star Money for every $100 spent on qualifying purchases. Now during Macy's Star Money bonus days. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Purchase new wiper blades from O'Reilly Auto Parts today and we'll install them for free. See better and drive safer with O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
After you use Bounce Dryer sheets and realize how fresh, soft, less wrinkled, and less staticky your laundry can be, you'll
put a sheet on your
every time. Like those socks that smell like they've been through a marathon. Or that blanket that's got wrinkles on its wrinkles. Maybe even your chatty coworker who keeps distracting you. Okay, Bounce Dryer sheets can't do it all. But for fresher, softer, better laundry,
put a sheet on it with Bounce.
It's Manny Jr. with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we are celebrating 10 years of business in San Antonio. Join us this Saturday for a family fun event with Redcon One and the first ever Miss Olympia, Dana Lynn Bailey. 1 day, 2 locations. This Saturday from 11 to 2 at Rock's Pat Booker location, and then from 3 to 6 p.m. at our Blanco Road location. The first 50 customers receive a Rock's drawstring bag filled with goodies, live DJ, free prizes, store-wide discounts so good, you gotta be there. Visit Rock's Discount on IG for more event details.
When you've got a big job to do, never compromise. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Get the power, comfort, and quality you need by choosing Kubota rental equipment. Excavators, skid loaders, track loaders, RTVs, or mowers. At Ewald Kubota, we have the machine you need when you need it. Rent by the day, week, or month. We know you want the dependable equipment Kubota is known for, and we can even deliver it to you. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of 98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your car, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. A football Friday leading into a great weekend. If you're going to grill this weekend, make sure you take photos of that great meat on your grill and upload them to the Grilling with the Blitz page at sasportstar.com for your chance to win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market.
Love giving away other people's money.
Absolutely.
And love judging meat, too. I mean, all of that, it just goes hand in hand.
And we were judging meat earlier today here at the Frontier Bowl. The tailgating that they've got going on is incredible. There's a couple of different videos. You could see what we're talking about on the San Antonio Sports Star Instagram page at SA Sports Star. Go there, watch the videos. And if you want to win a Texas Rangers replica World Series ring, all you have to do is make sure you're following at SA Sports Star on Instagram and send a direct message to Ryan that says Football Friday. And at 5 o'clock, he's going to pick a winner and give away one of those rings.
Outstanding. So go do that. Easy enough.
And John Robbins, best stat guy in the world, just walked in and said, it got freaking cold outside.
Is it? It looks a little chilly outside.
I mean, well, we had some great chili with beans earlier at the Frontier Bowl, at the tailgate, but it was cold. It was kind of hot earlier.
It was extremely hot.
So the temperature must have dropped quite a bit.
Well, according to John Robbins, it has.
Yeah.
He's been our weather guy today.
He wants to be Bill Taylor like nobody's business.
Yes. He's doing a pretty good job, too. I mean, you know, weather guys. It's cloudy outside.
Thanks,
20% chance of rain.
Uh-huh.
Well, there's 20% chance. You know, pick a side. Let's go. It's going to rain or it's not. Always a little rivalry between sports guys and weather guys.
Rivalry or jealousy?
Rivalry.
Why?
And maybe a little jealousy, too. Who knows?
I think it's all jealousy. The weather guy doesn't give a damn about the sports guy.
Oh, are you kidding? Bill loves me.
He might love you, but he doesn't give a damn about you.
Sure he does.
When it comes to sharing up the amount of time you get on your broadcast, he's not giving up any time for you. Well, I mean, he would rather take 30 seconds to tell me about something I could care less about in Des Moines, Iowa, than let you run an extra highlight.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. But I got to give Bill credit. He was always pretty respectful at the time. You know, unless he had something going on or, you know, something he wanted to. He was pretty respectful.
Yeah.
He was.
All right, Joe, I've got 8 minutes. You got 2.5.
Well, that's true.
I won't go longer. He wouldn't go 8:15.
No, he's going all 8. I promise.
Yeah.
He
might not go 8:15, but he'll go 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's he's not going any shorter than that.
And my goodness, if the wind is blowing, he might go 8:30, and then the producer says, "Joe, you got 2 minutes tonight."
No, he didn't do that much to me. He was pretty good at it. Yeah, and the producers wouldn't tell me that. It'd just be like they'd just give me the rap sooner. Yeah, I'm going in thinking I got the same amount, and then I hear rap. What? What do you mean rap? So you don't know when you're on TV, and some of you may know this, I don't know, but you got this little IFB in your ear, and they talk to you all the time on the, in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they'll give you a rap.
You just ignore them like you do everybody else.
Well, I tried, yeah. Actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Last night's Baltimore-Cincinnati game, shut up, Pledge, was incredible in the sense that that was an incredible football game to watch.
It was.
There was some bad non-calls, but there were a lot of penalties on Baltimore in that final drive, but then they didn't call them all. Should they have? Yes.
Yes.
And for the Ryan Nagel bitching about the officials, the Bengals got screwed crowd, they were up 21-7.
Okay. And
they blew that game.
What? No, they didn't.
They blew that game.
They drove the length of the field with 1:47 left.
Yep. Then
had the ballsy decision to go for 2 instead of trying to tie that game. So, they should get rewarded for that. They go for 2. 2 face mask penalties should have been called on that final play, weren't called. And then there was defensive holding in the end zone against Baltimore, not called.
Well,
they should have had another opportunity from the 1-yard line.
You know what they should have done? Thrown that ball to Jamar Chase.
Well, they should have done that too. But I mean, when and tell me the truth, when is the last time you saw a quarterback, regardless of which quarterback or what team, get hit in the face on any kind of play?
Sam Darnold 2 weeks ago.
Well,
in the end zone. That was a safety that literally changed the game.
Wow.
And so twice in 2 weeks we've seen plays like that. But what I know, I get it because those should have been called. I'm going to take the other side. I like that they said, we're going to let you play.
Oh, stop.
No, seriously, they let them play because that drive got kept alive by some penalties on Baltimore. And again, they shouldn't be committing them. And I didn't have a problem with any of those calls, but the refs in Baltimore with committing those penalties was ruining a great game because, it's this, it's that, it's that. And then they go for 2. And, it's so interesting when you see a team that's going for 2. I didn't like the play call. I didn't like the timeout because they had that single coverage on Jamar Chase before the timeout. And they got that look again, and they didn't throw the ball up to him. That's your best player who's having an incredible game. Just throw it up and let him go get it. He's always open. Just ask him. Instead, I didn't like the final play call. But you go for 2 and you don't miss it, and everybody's like, "Well, why'd you do that?"
I agree with you.
Last week it was Tampa Bay. They should have went for 2. They didn't, and they gave the ball back to Patrick Mahomes, and they never saw it again.
I had no problem with them going for 2 there. I thought that was the right call. You're on the road. You came back. You don't want to give the ball back to Lamar Jackson. I mean, their offense was rolling at the time. Yeah, I totally agree with the call, but you can't allow somebody to hit a quarterback in the face, grab his face mask, and not call that. I mean, is that gonna be the standard now in every NFL game where it doesn't matter if the guy's rushing, he's going down, he hits a quarterback in the helmet, and we're gonna get no call? You can't let that stand. That Sam Darnold play, those officials should be reprimanded for that. You can't allow that to happen. I'm all for the human element of officiating. I like it. But when it's obvious to everybody and you see a guy, the other face mask was on the guard right next to Joe Burrow. There was a face mask there. They were right together, and you can't let that go. Maybe you let it go on the guard, but you can't let it go on a quarterback.
For me, it's another reason why they need that eye in the sky official.
Absolutely.
Buzz down the fact that all of us saw a penalty that the guys didn't, the human element didn't. And did it affect the outcome of the game?
Yes.
Either the call or the non-call. And it did. That is where an eye in the sky official or the ability to challenge one play, any play, regardless of rules, like what they have in the UFL. Now, granted, we saw a challenge at the goal line yesterday that I still don't understand, that from the 5-yard line to the 3 that didn't work. Why are you using a challenge over 2 yards? I mean, that was a bonehead play.
It was.
Or bonehead decision. So, I mean, you look at it and you go from there, but as great as that game was last night, I have a hard time feeling sorry for the Bengals and their fans today, knowing that Cincinnati was in complete control of that game, up 2 touchdowns, and then they had a fumble, and that changed everything for the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, it did, but I mean, look, Baltimore Ravens, a pretty good football team. They're at home. A 21-7 lead gets blown all the time, and Cincinnati's defense is not all that great, especially if you're going to give Baltimore the ball where they gave it to them on that fumble. So I don't fault them for that. And then you've got Cincinnati. It was just a great drive. Baltimore scores. They go for 2 to take the 7-point lead. And then Cincinnati, I mean, he just moves them right down the field, Joey Burrow. And it was fantastic. And then to not call that play, to me, it shouldn't happen. You're taking an opportunity from players that have played their asses off, and you're not giving them that. When that play, it should have been called. They should have had another opportunity. Maybe they don't score. Maybe they still don't get the 2-point conversion, but they should have had another opportunity at it.
The hit to the quarterback's head and the face mask, to me, is just, I don't know how a ref misses that. And that's not one where you can decide, I'm going to let him play. Like the guy, if he saw the holding and decided, I'm not throwing a flag on that, with the tight end, I don't mind that, letting go, let him play, did it impact him or, all those different things. Now, I saw on TV this morning, they were saying that it might not have been called because the guard was pulling the Ravens player down, and that's why he hit him. I don't know that an official can make that assessment in real time. You see the quarterback get hit in the head, the head neck area, the emphasis on that.
Absolutely.
And you're in the backfield. So it's not like it could have been obstructed other than he's not looking at his face, but you can see a hit to the head regardless. And
there's always an official focused on the quarterback.
Yes.
Because
the main referee, that's his job.
That's his job. And to not throw a flag there. Now, I'm with you. With the defensive holding, it was nowhere near the play. You want to let that go, fine, not a problem. But the hit to the quarterback's head, that there's no excuse not to throw a penalty flag there, because you can't allow that to happen. The Sam Darnold plays the same way. You can't allow that to happen, and that was just a bad non-call by that officiating crew.
But what a great win by the Baltimore Ravens, and it sucks that we had a game like that. A performance like that from Lamar Jackson, who was way ahead of his pace from a year ago, in which he won MVP. And today, everybody's just talking about the officials.
That's it.
And that's a problem for Roger Goodell and the NFL.
Al Michaels even pointed that out last night on the broadcast, said this is happening way too often. And they got to get a handle on it and get it fixed.
Eye in the sky.
Something.
It works in the spring leagues.
Yeah.
Without it just being overbearing. It could work in the NFL. And that's 2 games in a short period of time where hits to the quarterback's head and face mask on the quarterback literally have potentially changed the outcome of games.
When we're talking about quarterbacks wearing dresses and there's too much, you've got to protect the quarterbacks, the most important position in football. You got to protect the quarterbacks, and for that not to be called on Darnold, and then again last night on Joe Burrow is just it's just wrong, and something's got to change.
Well, I tell you what, Mike McCarthy hopes that the referees do everything they can to protect Cooper Rush, because that guy does not want to play Trey Lance. We'll explain coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. It is a Friday. You have your weekend plans. I'm guessing none of you plan on getting arrested, but some of you will. Happens to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail. A lot of reasons for that. And you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you really understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Man, there's a lot of conditions on that. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is to call AA Best Bail Bonds because, well, one, nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
The Morning Huddle.
But I can't master the bidet. There's a hover factor that I haven't quite figured out yet.
Yeah, I don't want no one to show me either.
Yeah, that's one of those you got to learn on your own. You got to do some OJT on this one.
Right,
I'll teach you, man. Yeah.
So what do I do, dude?
Yeah, just you lean forward and then you wiggle a little. There's an aim that you got to zero in on this. It's like a bombardier during World War II.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
The most wanted beauty gifts of the season just dropped at Ulta Beauty. From exclusive kits by Sol de Janeiro, MAC, and e.l.f. to the cult favorite Hourglass holiday palettes. And let's not forget the stunning Dyson Airwrap in strawberry bronze. These limited editions won't last long, so don't miss out. While you're there, why not grab yourself something special too? I mean, 'tis the season, right? Get all the best gifts all at Ulta Beauty. Head in store today.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Sounds like wipers. If your wipers are streaking, skipping, chattering, or even worse, loud, you need to visit AutoZone and get some fresh new blades. We've got basic wipers to get you back on the road, as well as premium blades from Bosch and Rain-X. So if you're hearing this, just head to your nearest AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices.
That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large, because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
What's on? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On a football Friday out at Harlandale Memorial Stadium. The tailgating here at the Frontier Bowl certainly living up to expectation and hype and reputation. We've got a video of Joe and I out at the tailgating before the show. Let's think about that. It was about 1 o'clock. And that's what was going on out there. I can only imagine it's now 4:42 what that scene is like. And where we are in the press box, there's a building. So we can actually see the chaos and the craziness of what has to be going on out there. But if you want to see what Joe and I saw earlier and the incredible meats that are on various smokers out there, there's a video at sasportstar.com or SA Sports Star on Instagram. And if you go there, watch the video. And if you're following at SA Sports Star, you can DM Football Friday, because in about 15 minutes, Ryan is going to pick a winner. Somebody that does that is going to get a World Series replica ring from the Texas Rangers. So just make sure you're following at SA Sports Star on Instagram. DM Football Friday, 5 o'clock. Ryan will pick a winner.
Awesome. That's good. It's a good video. You just see some of the good food that we were able to sample out there and what they're doing. And you're right. I bet it's a lot of fun out there right now. Like, they were all waiting for the kids to get out of school to go over there to, I guess, have some food and a little fun before the action on the field starts tonight. But it's quite to see. I find that so cool. I really do, that they get together and they do this. And one of the Harlandale parents was telling me that they tailgate every game, but it's a much smaller version.
Sure.
This game, everybody comes out.
Well, we were told by one of the McCollum cheerleader captain's mom.
Yeah.
She took off work starting Wednesday to start preparing for everything. And you could tell her setup, you could tell that's the cheerleader mom.
Right.
And her kid's the captain. No figure.
Yeah, she lets you know that.
Every thing that you might think, it's there. But the setup and everything and the way they've got it done is incredible. If you're just, what am I going to do on this Friday night? Come check out the Frontier Bowl. If you're new to the area and you just want to get a taste of Texas high school football, this is it. I mean, keep in mind, this game is so big that a long time ago, then Governor Ann Richards did the coin toss.
That's right.
At this game.
That's right.
You think about some of the bigwigs that have been here, from Henry Gonzalez to others, that have been a part of the festivities at a game like this. And at tonight's game, they've got Joe Reinagel here.
Yeah, well, I don't know how big that is, but I've been here for some of these games before in the past, in my past life with Ken's Five, but I never got to experience what's going on over there with the tailgating and the barbecue and how they're doing it. Some of those pits are just incredible.
Oh, yeah.
That they've got out there.
There's
some of the setups.
There's some competition barbecue pits out there.
Now, see, you were out there trying to fish for some recipes. I heard you. Because you were asking something. Now, wait a minute. What temperature is that? And how's it? I heard you fishing out there.
Guy shows up at his pit. He's got 10 briskets or so on there.
Yeah.
And I asked him what time did he put those on. He said 11 o'clock. I do them hot and fast.
Well, the first question you said, 11 o'clock last night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hot and fast. I'm like, briskets, right? Now, and I was like, what temperature are you going here? And he was at like 325. Yeah, it had opened, so obviously temperature is going to drop when you're looking. But, I'm thinking hot and fast brisket. All right. I mean, he said he was going to wrap around 2:30, and they were going to be ready at 4 o'clock. I don't know how you do brisket that fast.
That's
even hot and fast.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm curious. Now I know there's people that like hot and fast. There's some that do their ribs that way, but brisket, hot and fast, and those weren't small briskets.
No.
So yeah, I had questions about that.
Well, I mean, I didn't know you could cook ribs as fast as you can cook those party ribs. That was pretty incredible. But a brisket's got to take, it's got to be low and slow. Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, and again, you want the tenderness. Now, if you inject the hell out of that thing, obviously it's going to be there. But, we are hearing about, I don't know, now have John Robbins go over there and get some of that hot and fast brisket. So he doesn't know that. But, yeah, John, you got to go over there and get some brisket. And, we'll judge it. It looked good. It had incredible color. The bark was already forming.
Yeah.
I was curious.
This dude had a hell of a setup, and so I'm assuming he's done that before.
And he says
it turned out pretty good.
He said that's how I do it at competitions.
That's right. Oh wow!
And I was like, "Do you win?"
Did what he say? Did you ask him?
I didn't ask him that. I was just like, "All right, man. Everybody has their own methods."
Yeah.
I mean, that's the crazy thing, and the amount of ribs that we saw. I'm curious to taste some of those, John, and those burnt ends. I really want to try some of those pork belly burnt ends.
I think John's made about 5 trips back and forth over there.
Well, John keeps going over there just to make sure that everybody's behaving, but he's yet to come back with any food.
Well, I'm just saying, the guy, he walks out of this press box that we're in, and he's gone for about an hour. He's got to be over there at the tailgate. He has to be.
Well, he's at work right now.
Oh, he is.
I don't say anything. I saw him earlier. He was set up in another room. On some sort of team.
So he's working.
He's working.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
It's a beautiful time in 2024 where you can not miss a meeting and yet not be in the office.
Very true. Very true.
Go figure. His office on Friday was dead.
Yeah.
So I'll just go hang out at the stadium.
Kind of like ours.
Well, we have no idea if our office is dead.
It is. You know it is.
Well, I know it is, but I don't know.
You know it is.
It's dead.
Well, we'll be back in there soon enough.
What Pledge?
It's dead.
Yeah.
How would you know? You don't leave the little room.
Pledge does. He floats around a little bit.
It's been dead kind of all day, but I just went to the bathroom during the last break, and there's nobody here.
See that? And you knew that.
I knew that.
You've been there for 16 years, dude. You know that what happens on Fridays.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have a show to do, you'd be gone too.
Yes. Well, if I didn't have a show to do, I'd probably have a different job and be stuck in some office somewhere.
That's very true.
Or unemployed, one of the two. Like say I got my own podcast and call that a job.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you might starve to death, but other than that.
Might.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Mike McCarthy, soon to be out of a job. He knows he's a dead man walking. But this is a guy that is, I mean, I appreciate the situation that he's in. Like every one of those players on that team, they're not going anywhere this year, and they know that. But mathematically, there is a chance, so you've got to keep going. And if you're a player, everything you do is on film. And so whether it's to keep the current job you have or for your next team, and I think coaches are the same way. I do find it comical, though, the dysfunction that is the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones obviously traded a 4th-round pick for Trey Lance. Jerry Jones wants to see Trey Lance play football. He needs to justify that pick, whether it's for him, public perception, all of the above. And with Dak hurt, Trey Lance, he has opportunities to go play. He does have athletic skill. There is a reason he is a 1st-round pick. So with Dak hurt, will we see Trey Lance? Jerry Jones on 105.3 The Fan this morning said there are packages for Trey Lance.
Oh, there is one for Trey Lance. There's packages that we can work on. And yes, there is one for Trey.
What elements of his game, of Lance's game, did you see during the preseason?
Let me be clear. That's not just to get Lance some playtime. That's to bring to the table some offense for us.
Yeah, because our offense sucks. So Jerry Jones said today, yes, there is a package for Trey Lance, and not just to get him on the field, but because it can help our offense win games.
No doubt. I just love the guys from 105.3, The Fan, Jerry. I think they're a little gun shy when it comes to Jerry and his interviews. But you're right. I mean, look, there has to be some packages in there. Now, the question is, was Jerry supposed to be telling everybody that there's packages for Trey Lance?
Well, all right. So are there packages for Trey Lance? The boss man says, yes, there is. Very definitive about that. Mike McCarthy this morning on the Morning Huddle with Rob and AJ said, hell no, we're not playing that guy. I'm trying to win a game.
I'm playing to win the game. So I think, there's always a lot of ideas floating around. But, we have a game plan that was build off what we've been doing in the past. We're not here trying to recreate the wheel. So we're playing to win this game.
That sounds like a coach that as soon as he left the interview with the Huddle guys this morning, that he called Jerry and said, dude, what the hell?
Well, technically, I mean, he was on with Rob and AJ this morning before Jerry was on the fan.
Well, that's
so
true.
I just like you say, there's lots of ideas about this. So I walked out of a meeting with Jerry going, you dumbass, I'm not going to do that. And it almost sounds like, I've had this game plan ready for 3 weeks. I can't recreate the wheel in 3 days. I don't understand though the creative part. If you're Mike McCarthy and you're trying to win games, why not? And if your boss wants to see Trey Lance play, don't you kind of put him in there? And either you can have in your next meeting, Jerry, you were right, and we're winning, or we won, or there's something there, or Jerry, I told you not to do this. I told you not to do this. I told you we shouldn't play him, and look what happened.
Well, I just think if Mike McCarthy is still stuck on the same game plan that he had last week, then there's something wrong. Because you got a different quarterback, right? You don't have Dak Prescott. You got Cooper Rush who's going to play quarterback. You've got to change the game plan up a little bit. Maybe not a lot because Cooper Rush is experienced to that. But, I mean, there's got to be some subtle differences in this game plan.
I don't know. I mean, does it matter when you don't have a running game? And Cooper Rush, we know he is a game-ready backup quarterback that has had success in the league, and Mike McCarthy will try to play to his strength.
Cooper's super consistent. Has great command of the offense. He's very bright. He's played quarterback his whole life, so he really knows how to play the position, how to manage the game. His decision making. He doesn't take a lot of chances. So there's a level of consistency. Really comes from his discipline and how he plays the game.
And look, that's the beauty of it. And that's why I think, at least from a quarterback perspective, I think the game plan is going to be a little simplified. But Cooper Rush is not a guy that's going to turn the football over typically a lot. He's not going to make a lot of mistakes. And I think that's all the Cowboys want from him is to manage the game. Now, having said all of that, I think some dinks and dunks are called for. I think you have to try, and I mean really try to establish a run game. But I think the Cowboys could look at what Cincinnati did last night. Honestly believe that. They have no run game either. But they're using the short passes to the running backs and to the tight ends to try and make that their running game, if you will. I think the Cowboys can try and do the same thing.
I would say if you have Jake Ferguson on your fantasy team, you might want to start.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that.
If you've got Jalen Tolbert on your fantasy team, your team probably sucks anyway.
It probably does.
Although if you're dealing with injuries, and if you played Joe Burrow yesterday or Jamar Chase yesterday or Lamar Jackson, if they were against you in the game last night, you probably already lost. Like James Pledger is down 149 to nothing going in to Sunday's action. Pledge shouldn't even put in a lineup this week.
Yeah, take the weekend off, Pledge. Jamar Chase and Joey Burrow, I think they combined for 130 points.
Dude, it was
something ridiculous.
It was incredible. Hey, Verdas coming to the Aztec Theater November 16th. That's next week. He's a comedian. If you want to go and laugh, we got a pair of tickets we'll give away right now to caller number 12, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 12, you're going to win the tickets to go see Verdas at the Aztec Theater. If you don't win them, you can buy them at livenation.com. Spurs got a win last night. Let's talk about it. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding 410 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. Settling in after 2 on the road. The Cowboys take on the Philadelphia Eagles at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is home cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, if you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Can you dig it? Come into any Ewald Kubota dealer and dig the savings on the full line of Kubota excavators, like 0%, 0 down for 48 months. Plus, save up to $10,000 off. Come see us. Kubota deals are here. Kubota deals are now.
Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts is proud to offer a 10% military discount on many items. Get details at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
Billshappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Bills Happen's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news! I went to billshappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Time to start planning your Thanksgiving dinner, and that starts with the turkey. And the best turkeys are from Tri-County Meat Market. Tri-County gets their turkeys from Barber Farms in Colorado. These fresh, all-natural turkeys are never frozen and come between 8 and 24 pounds. Tri-County Meat Market only gets a limited number, so reserve your turkey before they sell out. Pre-order your turkeys and your pies from the Ultimate Cheesecake Bakery now at either Tri-County Meat Market location on Heavener Road or on Ralph Fair Road.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs are now 4-5 after they beat the Portland Trailblazers last night. They continue their 5-game homestand tomorrow. Tip-off 4 o'clock at the Frostbank Center against Utah Jazz. Devin Vassell will make his season debut. Cooper Rush leads the Cowboys against the Eagles on Sunday at Jerry World. You can catch that game when you're home for Cowboys football. 94-1 San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 2:30.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on this Football Friday out at Harlandale Memorial Stadium. We've got the Frontier Bowl as our high school game of the week tonight, energized by Hill Electric, Frostbank, and NCE General Contractors. Cowboys and Indians, McCollum and Harlandale.
I love that. Cowboys and Indians. You got to love that. This would you say this has been a game for 60-some-odd years?
This would be the 61st.
61st. Wow, 61 years for this game. And one of the best high school football rivalries of all time. I mean, it really is. It's just one of those games that everybody gets fired up for it. You just see the excitement out here at Harlandale Memorial, not only with the tailgate, but the fans coming in already. They're already opening up the gates for the fans to get their seats. You got football teams starting to arrive, and things are going to get heated up here. But that tailgate party's been going on for a while, and everybody out there having a great time.
Well, and you look at this game. First one was played back in 1964.
1964. Wow.
And tonight will be the 61st. Harlandale leads the series 34-24. They have tied it twice. Generally good games. 24 have been decided by 7 points or less.
How about that?
31 by 14 or fewer.
Uh-huh. Well, that's what rivalry games are. It doesn't matter who's good, who's bad. If you're both not having a great season, it's going to be a great game. You can just count on it every single time. So looking forward to another good one out here tonight, and I just love the atmosphere that we're in. It's just a great place to be on a Friday night.
The fact that the game kicks off in 2 hours. It's a 7 o'clock kickoff. The tailgating has been going on, I don't know, all day. Maybe it started last night. We got here, it was going on. We went over there. Those videos that we shot that are on our socials on Twitter and Instagram at SA Sports Star. That was about 1 o'clock this afternoon when we started over there. And we were there for a while, but I can only imagine how much crazier it is. But the idea that the gates are open. There's a great party going on over there. Yet people are already claiming their spots in the stands. And, it almost kind of feels like, the park around Easter, because you see people over there that are putting blankets for, they're saving seats over there.
Yes, they are already. And you get a little chilly. You see everybody with jackets on and blankets and that kind of stuff. So I guess it is got kind of chilly. By the way, just in case you're wondering, Harlandale is the visiting team tonight.
Yes.
McCollum is the home team. They both share the stadium. And
I'm impressed with the number of people that have already found a seat.
I know.
2 hours before, and I'm thinking, did these people draw the short straw that they had to leave that party over there? Or do they just not like the stand and they'd rather sit?
Well,
I mean, because they got 2 hours
They wanted a
before
good seat.
kickoff.
They had their choice of seats. Problem is, I mean, we're talking about bleachers.
Yeah.
Right over there. Now, there are some
if you're
wheelchairs
watching
over
on
here.
our YouTube channel at SA Sports Star, I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what we see here from the press box view. And Joe, you might want to move your camera too, because people get a great shot of your midsection now that you've stood up.
You're welcome.
I don't know if that's you're welcome, but this is 2 hours before the game, and a lot of stadiums wouldn't even be open now. But you already have people that are in the stadium getting spots. But there's some that are just claiming spots to the chairs, to the seats. Like, hey, I've marked my territory. This is what I'm doing.
Well, this is pretty cool, though. So you got Harlandale out on the field right now, going to warm up a little bit. Always did like the Harlandale uniforms.
I don't.
You don't like them?
Well, it's the Washington Redskins uniform.
Well, yeah, but it's kind of cool. But it's like old school Washington Redskins uniforms.
Well, what do you mean old school Washington Redskins?
Well, you know how it is. I mean,
they're not the Commanders.
Well, no, they're not that.
They didn't go, oh, you know what? Let's
change.
Let's just put an H for Harlandale.
No.
They kept the old Redskins logo.
And you know what? I love them for that.
I do. Again. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the look. I mean, I appreciate what they have here at Harlandale, but I can't get past my deep-seated hate
for the Redskins.
Now, last year I did a first pitch at a Harlandale baseball game.
Nice.
And they gave me a hat, and the hat had an H logo with a feather on it.
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
You wear it?
No.
Did you get the ball across the plate? That's what I want to know.
I did.
You did, huh?
I did.
Uh-huh.
I did.
Well, there's no video, so you could say that and nobody would know.
Unfortunately, there was video. It wasn't pretty. It was slow. You could have eaten a sandwich by the time it got there. I know this sounds, and I know I'm setting myself up to take the arrows here.
Yeah.
But so when you come out here to do the first pitch, which you'll probably get roped into doing this year because you met Rose earlier, they're at the softball game and then you go to the baseball game. But the softball game you do first,
right?
So you kind of warm up and play catch using a softball. And you do that, and then they hand you a baseball with no kind of warm up. And after you've thrown the softball for about 15 minutes, and then you grab a baseball, and yeah,
it's different.
It's so different.
Yeah,
and I know. Yes, that's an excuse, right? I'm with you, but the first pitch was not pretty. I was not proud of the effort.
Well, you were out there, and I'm sure the folks were nice to you. They didn't boo you or anything,
I didn't get heckled.
No.
I didn't get heckled.
Yeah.
I should have.
And people, it's funny because people that throw out the first, they don't get to warm up.
No.
You don't. And I mean, I don't care who you are. You need to warm up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that in advance in case I do get talked into doing that, which I'd be honored to do. I'm just saying.
But if you throw a softball for a while,
right?
Because they take you over there to the softball field, and and then they give you a softball, and you're there. It's 15 minutes while you're waiting, and one of the kids was like, hey, I'll play catch with you. So I was practicing with her, doing pretty good, and the softball pitch wasn't bad.
You can't ask for a hard ball at that point in time.
I mean,
you should have asked.
It's the softball. I was at the softball complex, and then you walk over to the baseball field, and then they just hand you, and because then you have no time to warm up because they're kind of waiting on you.
Yeah,
mean, because the games all start at the same time. So over there, you do it, and then you walk over, and everybody's ready to go. Come on out here, boom, and there you go.
Yeah, you get one shot. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that at the Missions game a few times, and same thing, right? I mean, you don't get to warm up, and it can be embarrassing.
It can be
for some people, not for me.
It wasn't an embarrassing moment, but it wasn't the best effort. There have been a lot of uglier.
I hear you.
First pitches.
You weren't. Who was it? Carl Lewis. Was he one that was bad?
Well, Carl Lewis was bad for the national anthem. I don't know if he's ever thrown out a first pitch.
There was a big star that was a horrible first pitcher.
There's been a lot of those.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of those. I know the catcher didn't have to move far. It would have.
Oh, that's good.
And it got there.
It was just soft.
Well, it was a slow floater. Phil Niekro would have been proud.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Let's talk some Cowboys coming up. Jon Machota from The Athletic joins us next here on the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You think about all the games this week, including the Cowboys game that we'll talk with John about. You want to have some fun watching those with a chance to win money? Of course you do. So go download the Underdog Fantasy app and do like I do, playing the Pick'em game. Boy, I made a mistake last night on the Pick'em game because I went Jamar Chase and lower than his expected yards because, well, they had a pretty high number on there, and I thought, it could be close, but I'm going to go lower. He might have tripled it last night. So I didn't win any money last night on Underdog. I'll try again tomorrow, try again on Sunday because it's a lot of fun and it's easy to do. All you have to do is download the Underdog Fantasy app, sign up with my promo code STAR, deposit now, and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR. And this season, Underdog is running a special, a promo, or a bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost, where you can pump up your winnings in just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries, discounts. You'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the W. And they've got free picks, basically a sure thing. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that pick to win. All new users get a free pick. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR at Underdog Fantasy.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
I have to ask the sun. At some point, is that ever going to be addressed?
Talking about it
In the stadium, the 325 sundial effect, it just seems something that we can fix. Let's put some curtains up.
Okay, noted.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
After you use Bounce Dryer Sheets and realize how fresh, soft, less wrinkled, and less staticky your laundry can be, you'll want a sheet on your every time. Like those socks that smell like they've been through a marathon. Or that blanket that's got wrinkles on its wrinkles. Maybe even your chatty coworker who keeps distracting you. Okay, Bounce Dryer Sheets can't do it all. But for fresher, softer, better laundry, put a sheet on it with Bounce.
It's Manny Jr. with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we are celebrating 10 years of business in San Antonio. Join us this Saturday for a family fun event with Redcon One and the first ever Miss Olympia, Dana Lynn Bailey. 1 day, 2 locations. This Saturday from 11 to 2 at Rock's Pat Booker location, and then from 3 to 6 p.m. at our Blanco Road location. The first 50 customers receive a Rock's drawstring bag filled with goodies, live DJ, free prizes, store-wide discounts so good, you gotta be there. Visit Rock's Discount on IG for more event details.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Congratulations to Donovan Gonzalez. He won that replica Texas Rangers World Series ring on Instagram at SA Sports Star on IG. Cowboys, there's no rings in their future, not this year, especially with Dak hurt. Let's talk some Cowboys with Jon Machota from The Athletic, joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. John, I want to start with Trey Lance. Stephen Jones yesterday here on the Blitz talked about some packages for Trey. Jerry said the same this morning on the radio up in Dallas. Yet Mike McCarthy told our morning show this morning, the Morning Huddle, Rob and AJ, that he's trying to win. They're not going to play Trey. He used the term, we can't reinvent the wheel this week. Why not try to roll Trey Lance out there and give the offense some spark?
Well, first of all, you said that they're not going to get any rings. How do you know this isn't going to be 2017 Eagles where Nick Foles stepped in and took them to the Super Bowl? You don't think Cooper Rush is capable of doing that? Is that what you're trying to say?
Cooper Rush is not going to be in charge of tackling Saquon Barkley on Sunday.
That's a good point. No, I think there will be a time. I do think there will be a time for Trey Lance that maybe it'll start with a package of plays or maybe, something along the lines of that. But I do think there's going to be a time where he plays this year, but I wouldn't put him out there yet either. I mean, I think that Cooper Rush has shown you with what he's done in the past, being 5-1 as a starter, that you got to give him every opportunity. And then, 2-3 weeks from now, if, they're just continuing to lose games and that, there'll be plenty of opportunities for Trey Lance to play. I don't think it's that big of a deal just because I saw a bunch of Trey Lance in the preseason. I don't think that he's the guy that you would be, really getting a ton out of. 1, 2, you already got Dak signed to the new contract, so it's not like Trey Lance is part of your future. So that's the other factor. And if there was no contract for Dak, I think that factors in a lot more where you're like, hey, you got to really see what you got out of this guy. Is this the guy that you're trying to keep in the mix next year? I don't think that they really have plans to keep him. So because of that, I don't think that they're in any hurry. And frankly, let's be honest, if you're Mike McCarthy, why would you care about what the team thinks of Trey Lance beyond this season and in the future? You don't have a contract beyond January. So you have to try and win as many games as possible. That's why there's always these issues in the NFL when a team's trying to tank, but like the players and coaches don't want to tank. They're going to try and win games. And so their best chance to win, to me, it's not even questionable. It's with Cooper Rush getting all the snaps at quarterback.
Yeah, well, look, I agree with that, and I think everybody does, John. But when Mike McCarthy says he doesn't have time to reinvent the wheel, don't you have to change up some things with Cooper Rush? Because, look, I mean, he's Cooper Rush. He's a backup quarterback for a reason, a reliable one, but he's not Dak Prescott. And I think you've got to simplify things a little bit. And we were talking, and I don't know if you watched the Cincinnati-Baltimore game last night. Cincinnati has no run game, but they use the short passes as a run game. Don't you think the Cowboys maybe can implement something like that?
Oh, it's possible. And they could implement a package of plays for Trey Lance too. And it's not in Mike McCarthy's best interest to go and tell any of us that, it's kind of one of those things, well, I'll show you when I show you. But I think that if this team and where this team's at, they haven't been able to get the basics right to where I don't think that Mike McCarthy has even gotten to a place where he feels comfortable doing a lot of things that are outside the box. I think because anytime, especially on the offensive line where everything starts, it's like when one guy's doing a good job, then somebody else is messing the thing up. And then when that guy's not doing something well, then the other guy is messing something up. And it's like it's been one thing after the other. And so that's why I think he's probably not trying to do too many wild things right now, especially with a Cooper Rush getting the start. But also, like I said, I don't think it's in his best interest, and it's also being around him for the last 5 years. It doesn't seem like something that he would reveal. I asked him, I think it was Thursday. Yeah. If is it clear now that, Rico's the number one back and that's not a committee anymore? And he didn't want to even talk about that when he used to be pretty open about talking about the committee of running back. So that kind of told me that they probably are going with, like they did last game, where Rico's going to get almost most of the carries, if not all, maybe sprinkle in a little bit here or there for Zeke or Dalvin, whoever's up. But I don't think Mike would tell us if he was working on that stuff.
Jon Machota from The Athletic joining us here on the Blitz, and you kind of lead right into the next question about Rico getting the bulk of the carries, no committee. It's been a quiet week on the Zeke front. All problems resolved. He's out of timeout.
Very similar to my last answer. I just don't think it's in their best interest to be like, to really air it out other than to say, yeah, no, he's been here. Everything's good. I mean, we didn't get a chance to talk to him in the locker room this week, but anytime that you don't make the flight somewhere, that's kind of big. That's not just, hey, we're sitting a guy for a series to punish him. You didn't even make the trip. So I find it hard to believe that everything's just fine. Oh yeah, back to normal, no big deal. I mean, I highly doubt that. So, and then the other part of it too is, let's be honest, it's not like Zeke was playing at a level where him not being in the game last week was the difference in the game or not. But I'm 50-50. It wouldn't surprise me if he's active on Sunday. Wouldn't surprise me if he's not, and they go with Dalvin Cook again.
Well, it'll be interesting, and the Cowboys are going to get some guys back, or at least it appears that way. It looks like Micah Parsons is going to play. Not sure about Trayvon Diggs. What can you tell us about both of those guys, John?
Yeah, I think there's a good chance that you'll see out of the questionable guys. I think you'll see Diggs, Micah, Eric Kendricks. The one of the questionables that I really wonder about, and that's just because of our conference call this morning with McCarthy, is really Tyler Guyton. He's dealing with like a shoulder neck deal, and it didn't sound like he was able to do much today in practice. And so that's one of those things where if you don't have your starting left tackle, what does that mean? Does that mean you're going to Austin Richards, which they did in the game in Atlanta on Sunday when they needed Guyton to come out for a series? But that was for a series. I kind of think if they're going into this game knowing that Guyton can't play, I would think that they move Tyler Smith back out to left tackle and then TJ Bass in at left guard. So that's probably the most notable one because, everything that, I've heard and we saw from CeeDee Lamb, that shouldn't be an issue. He's just going to have to deal with some pain in the shoulder. And Micah certainly sounded like someone that's on track to play. So out of those questionable guys, it's really Guyton is the only one that I would think has a chance to not play. I think all the other ones are good to go.
Now, one that's already been officially ruled out, to me, a bit of a surprise, is Deron Bland, because they opened up his practice window a while ago. And so I thought he might play last week in Atlanta. And here's another week. He hasn't been able to practice and already ruled out. Has he dealt with a setback, or is it just that foot not responding the way they thought it would?
Yeah, I think it's a setback because, they wouldn't have opened that window if they thought it would have gone this long. I mean, we're going on over a month. Well, no, it would be a month. That it's been since they opened that 3-week window. And so, no, that's what it is. And they've been reluctant to talk about it publicly because it really comes down to Deron Bland. Like if he feels comfortable playing on or not, they're not going to throw the guy under the bus being like, well, he just doesn't want to play, because that's not the case. It doesn't feel right yet. The foot doesn't feel like it's 100%. The last thing you want is him going out there, not playing confidently. Then what are you even doing then? And so, it sounds like it's a week-to-week thing. And I know it's one that's left a lot of fans scratching their head, but it's one of those things where we see him at practice working off to the side, but he hasn't even gotten out onto the field. He's been doing rehab work and things like that. So it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't play next week either, but it's something where it sounds like there was a setback during some practice and it just doesn't feel right to him. And he's probably needs it to feel a little bit better before he feels confident to get out there and play on it.
John, what about Dak Prescott? Stephen Jones, I heard today, said he could be 4 weeks, 6 weeks, the rest of the season. If that's the case, why have they not put him on IR yet?
Well, I think that they were waiting because I think Dak was still getting some, second opinions on it, because there is a part of, well, you can rest it and try and come back and further injure it and then need surgery, or you could potentially get just surgery right now and get it fixed. But anything involving surgery automatically ends the season, and Dak doesn't want to do that. And so I think they want to see how it heals over the next 4 weeks. But it sounds like that the move to IR will happen. Maybe it'll happen even tomorrow when they announce their roster moves, their elevations from the practice squad and that. But I would imagine that, I think he'll go on IR within the next couple of days, and they'll probably have to sign a practice squad type quarterback to be their number 3 quarterback for future games. But I don't see him playing in the next 4 games, and it kind of sounds like you probably can even write off maybe the next 5 or 6 games. And at that point, it's just like that. Now you're getting into territory where you're like, and not to mention the tough games that they have coming up. Like when he's healthy to come back on the field, if it is this season, it's very, very likely at the point where there's really not even much to play for. So, I mean, it's a realistic possibility that, we don't see Dak Prescott play again this season.
It's interesting. And you mentioned, we were talking about it earlier, who is going to be that third quarterback on Sunday?
I think if they got to that where the top 2 guys got hurt, I think it might be, I mean, I know that, man, it's tough because they don't really have that wide receiver that you would really put back there. So it would probably have to be like a wildcat thing with Rico Dowdle. They don't really have
clearly Brian Anger's not going to be back there throwing the ball. So I mean, I know they worked out Max Duggan a couple of weeks ago. Do they even have a practice squad quarterback?
They don't. No, I mean, that's just because they have the 3 on the active roster. I mean, it's hard enough to get Trey Lance reps, let alone have another quarterback out there. So it'll just be somebody they add. I mean, frankly, let's be honest. If they're playing the Philadelphia Eagles and it gets down to them having to play a third quarterback, I mean, this game's over anyway. Just run the ball and run out the clock. I mean, what are we even doing here?
That's it. They call you down from the press box. Hey, Machota, you're in the game.
Ready. I'm ready. Let's go.
You're a tougher guy than I am. They'd break me in half, John.
Dude, I'd take it for a game check.
Yeah, why not? I guess so. Yeah, it'd be good.
See, I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking at it from the perspective of, it's going to be painful. I'm going to probably be going to the hospital. But just think about all the stories I get to write after that, and like the story that would come off of that like a member of the media got to play in a Dallas Cowboys game. I mean, it would hurt. Don't get me wrong, but in the long run, I think it would make for an interesting story to tell maybe my grandkids or somebody.
I think you're absolutely correct. It would. I mean, that'd be a great story to tell. I'd be telling that story everywhere I went.
Think about it. If any of the 3 of us or anybody listening right now had that opportunity, we would have something in common with Ben DiNucci. I mean, you suited up in an NFL game for the Dallas Cowboys. And it couldn't be worse than what we saw from DiNucci a couple of years ago against, ironically, the Philadelphia Eagles.
No, I think it could be a lot worse. I'm talking like as soon as you step back to pass, like you just automatically, you're not even sensing the stepping up in the pocket, let alone completing a pass. You know what I think would really happen a lot too is that you wouldn't even get a pass off. They would just get all batted down at the line of scrimmage. That it would look so terrible. But I don't care. This is last minute. I'm just trying to make the most of it.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, tell me, John, because they've been ripping me all week. I think this is a game, for whatever reason, and my gut tells me this is a game that nobody expects the Cowboys to win. Nobody thinks they're going to win, which tells me that they could actually trip into a win this week.
Yeah, it's completely possible. I wouldn't 100% write it off just because, one, it's the NFL and crazy things happen every week in this league of parity. The other would just be that I just have seen Cooper Rush go. That's the thing. Like when he stepped into games in the past, it's not like they were playing bad teams. I mean, he was able to get some wins against some pretty good Vikings teams and Cincinnati Bengals teams and a Rams team. I will say the defense was better on those teams. They had a better run game, so it's not apples to apples. But it's not like, just use an example you just said. It's not like when Ben DiNucci got put in there and was throwing the sidearm stuff where you were like, I don't think this is going to work at all. Like Cooper Rush could get it done, and then the other part is just having Micah Parsons back. I mean, I'm not saying he is the only reason, but if if you were like list the biggest reasons that this team has been able to win 12 games each of the last 3 seasons, I don't know how you get, if you don't have him 1, I don't know if you get past 2 or 3. I mean, Micah Parsons has been such a huge part of it. So the path would be that he has just a game where he wrecks it. And let's be honest, Jalen Hurts can fumble the football if you get around him. So that would be the path, is that it'd have to be one of those games where Cooper Rush just takes care of the ball and the defense ends up forcing 2 or 3 takeaways. They win the turnover battle 3-0 and could win it that way. But yeah, no, it's certainly possible. I mean, I don't expect it to happen, but it's not like it's one of these games where just like, it's just going to be a blowout right from the beginning. Frankly, I just don't even think the Eagles are good enough on that level for it to just be a blowout right from the beginning.
So you're saying there's a chance. Jon Machota from The Athletic here on the Blitz. That said, and everything, I agree, and I want the Cowboys to win as a Cowboy fan. Just dealing in reality, you're right, the Eagles aren't that good. Neither are the Saints, and I saw what Alvin Kamara did. Saquon Barkley is better than Alvin Kamara. All of that's there. I think Saquon just has a field day. And let's not forget, Lil Cullimore is going to make this personal. I think he will not take the foot off the gas pedal on Sunday at Jerry World.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I think their head coach will probably step in and be like, let's chill. No, that head coach definitely would not do that. So, yeah, no, I agree with you. And Helen, 100%. No, and that is likely. I mean, what you just said is likely to happen. That's the 80% chance is that's what's going to happen. I was speaking more on like the 5 to 10% chance for the Cowboys to win the game. Like that's the path there. But no, I expect what you said to happen. I do. I don't think they will be able to stop Saquon Barkley. I mean, and I'm talking just with his feet on the ground, not even getting to the level where he's jumping over people backwards and stuff like that. It's going to be real tough. And I think Jalen Hurts will have a big day on the ground as well. But if Jalen Hurts was to cough the ball up, or Saquon Barkley or something, you get some short fields, get some momentum on your side. You know, that's how it would happen. But yeah, I don't expect that.
All right. Well, there's a chance. I'm picking the Cowboys, John, just so you know. We do prime picks, and I got a feeling, man. I got a feeling.
It's funny you say that, because I was just telling somebody the other day that like we pick on our One Star Cowboys podcast every week. Our final show of the week, we always do a pick. And I went back and looked at it, and I would say most seasons I would pick the Cowboys 60, 70, 80% of the time. I picked them twice all year. I picked them to beat the Giants, and then I picked them to beat the Saints. That's it. Every other week, I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith. And it includes, I mean, I lost on the opener to Cleveland. I thought Cleveland would be better at the beginning of the season. Yeah. I was wrong on that one, but yeah. So no, I don't have a lot of faith in this one. I'll probably only pick them twice more the rest of the season. Probably the Giants game and probably the Panthers. That'll be about it.
And that depends on what Cooper Rush looks like this Sunday. It's going to be interesting. Although Thanksgiving, they could beat the Giants, and by the time the Giants play, it might be Rush against DeVito. You never know.
It might be Lance against DeVito.
Exactly. Yes.
It might be Machota against DeVito. John, enjoy your football weekend, my friend. Appreciate you jumping on.
I will, man. You guys take it easy.
Appreciate it. Jon Machota from The Athletic. Make sure you subscribe to The Athletic and follow him on Twitter at Jon Machota. He joins us like all our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Interesting. There's a chance. I smell barbecue.
We sent John Robbins to go over to the tailgate to get a small plate of barbecue, and he came back with a 10. If you're watching on YouTube, you will see some burnt ends, you will see some sausage, some ribs, some brisket. Is this the fast ready brisket? Solid smoke ring.
Wow.
Look at that.
Not bad.
Yeah. Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, not bad.
That's good stuff. Too bad you can't eat right now.
Why can't I?
You got to tell us about Stevens Roofing.
Oh, well, they wouldn't mind.
I'm busy.
You are busy.
You talk.
And I'm happy to tell you about Stevens Roofing. I've been talking about Stevens Roofing for a long time now, and I'm proud to do so. They're a family-owned company, a local company, and you know as well as I do, your roof covers your home, covers your family, very important part of your house. You want a reliable roofer you can trust. That's Stevens Roofing. And it doesn't matter what kind of project you have. You got an office building that needs a roof, Stevens Roofing can do that. You want a metal roof on your house, Stevens Roofing can do that as well. They're licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates are always free when you give them a call at 210-785-0994. And if you're like me and everybody else on the planet these days, you're looking to save a little bit of money and you've been thinking about going solar, well, Stevens Roofing has you covered there as well. Solar panels are increasingly affordable. In fact, they can save you money on your monthly utility bills. They'll often increase the value of your home, and there are even options to keep the lights on when the grid goes down. That's important these days. Stevens has a team of certified experts who will deliver solar solutions that are tailored to your specific needs. So for roofing or for solar, call the local company that's been trusted for decades. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Stevens Roofing has your family covered, so give them a call, 210-785-0994.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, Cowboys-Eagles wasn't as bad as we thought. We'll talk about it. And the Texans saw the Lions on Sunday night. Got to go for the Texans. How's Texas football looking? Party starts at 6. Don't miss it.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 11 locations and check out our tractor package deals. We're offering 0 down and 0 APR financing for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. Check out our package specials at ewaldkubota.com.
Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidda. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators.
Like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is... Defend your game time with Kidda and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
This Sunday, November 10th at 8/7 Central, the epic return of Yellowstone, America's #1 show, is on Paramount Network. What will become of the Dutton family? Can they protect the Yellowstone Ranch? How far will Beth and Rip go to save the family legacy? Generations of blood have led to this, and nothing will prepare you for it. The epic return of Yellowstone, this Sunday, November 10th at 8/7 Central, only on Paramount Network.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas, exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? I guarantee she does.
I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. If you're considering divorce, it's absolutely crucial to understand your options right now. Don't let alimony catch you off guard. Protect what you've built and secure your hard-earned assets. Visit TexasDivorce.com. At Barton & Associates, we focus on navigating the complexities of divorce law to ensure you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but you have a choice. Take control of the process or allow your spouse to dictate the terms. If you're serious about safeguarding what you have built and your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team for you. We'll act swiftly and decisively, ensuring that you're not taken advantage of. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons.
See, that's what happens when Pleasure sees the kind of fun that we're having on location, and he's not a part of it.
What happened? I missed it.
We got the Wednesday Open with What Day Is It?
Oh.
And then that stopped abruptly, and then we got Metallica.
I'll give you a good hump day if you want.
All right.
Well, it's not hump day. I might confuse people. Hump day.
I mean, it is a Friday.
It is a Friday.
That was dumb. Don't do that anymore. That was bad.
Yeah, I just do that for every day of the week. It's a Tuesday.
I was just about to ask John Robbins questions, and he walked out of the room because we've got a ridiculous tin of barbecue, and I want to credit everybody that Robbins was able to get food from. And one of the great things here is we talk about this barbecue because somebody asked me earlier, what's the cost? It's free.
Yes.
Each side lines up here at the Frontier Bowl for our game of the week tonight. It is Harlandale McCollum in the Frontier Bowl. The 61st edition is on deck. And the tailgating, the party before is insane. Split out. You got the Harlandale side and the McCollum side. Big old smokers, all kinds of them. And we were out there earlier and some stuff wasn't ready. And John, being the resourceful guy that he is,
hell of a guy,
goes back up to the guy and was like, hey, I'm here for the radio guys. They said, well, they gave him a big old tin and they started to load him up.
And they did.
And so we've got some boudin. We've got the pork belly burnt ends are great.
No, the ribs are good.
Ribs, brisket. But do we remember who everything is from?
Brisket sausage are from the McCollum Band Boosters.
The McCollum Band Boosters did the brisket and the sausage. Well done.
Pork belly are from the Harlandale side.
The pork belly and the other stuff, the ribs from the Harlandale side, from one of their groups.
So we're going straight down the middle. We've got half and half from both sides.
And the one thing that you requested, the chicken, we don't see any of that.
Oh, there is no chicken.
I don't see any chicken.
Well, that's all right. The ribs were fantastic.
The burn ends, man, meat candy.
Yeah, I got to try one of those.
Pork belly burn ends.
But y'all eat them all.
Are incredible. I think they saved you some.
Is there one here? Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. There you go. You could eat that.
How about that?
Yeah, do that right. Eat that.
Yeah?
Eat that.
Just Dak Prescott's going to be placed on injured reserve, according to Stephen Jones. Fox is reporting that just now.
Well, we talked about that earlier. He told us that yesterday. He said that today on 105.
Well, it's official now.
Well, he said he's going to. He hasn't been officially placed there.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah, because Cowboys PR hadn't sent anything.
They're about to.
Whoever you just cited, they just got around to seeing tweets from earlier today.
They're about to.
I mean, we literally just talked about that with Jon Machota. Are you going to eat that or stare at it?
I might. It's just really nice.
It's me, Candy. Go ahead, man. It's live on the radio on this Friday. I mean,
oh my gosh.
Pledge is not hungry at all, but I'll tell you now, Frito pie is going to have to wait till halftime.
Dude, that's fantastic.
Oh, man. Pork belly burn ends.
I don't want to smack in front of everybody.
Oh, just go ahead. Be rude. Be rude. Why not? There you go. There you go.
Delicious.
Let's do prime picks.
Prime picks on the Blitz.
You know, we do this every week for your entertainment. Although none of us are doing awful. And if there were money on this, we would all be ahead. But we pick straight up 10 games every week. Last week, Joe and I both went 6-4. Pledge went 5-5. On the season, Ryan Eagle is 61-39. I am 67-33. Pledge is 64-36.
All right.
All right. Let's talk about the Libby Dunn game.
Hey,
that's how Ryan Eagle has referred to it all week.
Well, absolutely it is.
Libby Dunn's going to be there.
Who gives a damn about anybody else being there? I don't, but there will be a football game. LSU at home. I don't think Alabama's that good. And I think LSU's solid. They're especially solid at home. I'm going with the Tigers.
I'm going with Alabama, knowing that it's a playoff elimination game for them.
Yep. Well, for both, really.
For both, really. But for Alabama not to be in the initial 12-team playoff, I just think they'll figure it out and get it done Saturday night in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, also, I just don't trust that LSU team, especially after seeing what A&M did to them in the second half. I haven't trusted them all year, and I still don't trust them.
So what I just heard from Pledge, they lost to the Aggies. They can't be very good.
They must not be very good. That's exactly what I heard.
That's exactly
That's the translation.
What I heard.
Yeah. Almost lost to USC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they really suck if they lose to USC. They did lose to USC. I had money on that game at LSU.
Yeah. Texas Tech and Colorado.
I like primetime at home. Yeah, that game they're at home.
I thought it was in Lubbock.
Is it in Lubbock? Doesn't matter.
He's preparing for the tortillas.
That's right. That's right. You did say that.
I really want to take Colorado in this game, and I would have, except Texas Tech's been playing better football as of late. And there is just something about that game, Lubbock. I just have a feeling for Texas Tech. No other reason.
Best quarterback is Shedeur Sanders. I'm going with him.
I would say Cam Ward. Oh, in this game?
Yes.
Yeah.
In this game, yes.
Yeah.
It's tough because it is at home. Taj Brooks is running the ball fantastically. I don't think he gets talked about enough for Texas Tech, but Deion quietly has this team playing really, really well this year, and I think it's being overlooked because of how quiet they've been, but they've been really good.
Oklahoma and Missouri. The only reason why I'm taking the Sooners in this one is because Missouri's quarterback isn't going to play.
Well, I'm going to quote Jason Minnis. He's 548, and OU still sucks.
That is true.
So I don't trust them at all. They just completely suck. They have no offense. Defense is solid, but they have no offense. And Missouri's not that good either, I'll be honest with you, but I'm going to go with the Tigers.
Yeah, and especially with the Oklahoma offensively, they suck. They have no wide receivers. I think even the backup quarterback for Missouri can at least cobble something together against what's been an awful OU season, their first go-around of the SEC.
Vanderbilt, South Carolina.
This is a scary game.
It really is. I want to take Vandy.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Same.
It's a scary game because I think South Carolina is still riding high, and are they going to have a hangover after that A&M victory?
What I saw from that quarterback last week, I got to go South Carolina.
Not just the quarterback, that defense. That defense was impressive.
Yes.
All of us taking Texas to beat the Florida Gators tomorrow morning. 11 a.m. kickoff up there at DKR.
Yeah, they should handle Florida. Florida's playing better, but Texas is clearly the better team. Horns roll in this one.
I just hope to see Quinn Ewers look like he was pre-injury.
Yeah, or let's see Arch Manning. How about that?
I think there'll be a big enough lead where we'll see Arch Manning.
You think so?
I do. I do.
We'll see.
Washington and Pittsburgh. This is a sneaky good game in the NFL.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers win this game, but there is something about Jaden Daniels and his magic that I think that Washington wins.
This game is at whatever they call him that stadium now, Commander Stadium.
Yeah,
whatever it's called. That's what's playing at home, and to me, that makes a difference. I'm not sure if Pittsburgh is for real yet. I'm really not. I mean, look, I know Russell Wilson, but I don't know if they're still a fraud. I know they're 6-2. They played well. I just don't know if they're a fraud. I'm going with Washington.
I also really love what Dan Quinn's doing up there.
He used to be with Dallas, didn't
he? He did.
Dan Quinn? Yeah.
He's dead to me.
Oh.
Indy and Buffalo. All of us taking the Bills.
Another sneaky game, though. This one scares me, too.
You look at the matchups, and then you look at the lines, and you wonder what Vegas is thinking, and Vegas knows. And, we don't have, as many sexy matchups this weekend as we normally get. But at the same time, some games that are ripe for upsets, although none of us seemingly have the stones to do that. All of us are taking the Bills. And then you get a game like Chicago and New England. The Bears, you talk about frauds. Caleb Williams, they were talking the other day on ESPN about he has regressed. They've got a coaching staff that makes seemingly a lot of dumb decisions. Yet we're all taking the Bears to beat the Patriots.
And, I like Drake May. I think he's going to be a solid quarterback. At least he looks like it now. We'll see what happens in the future. I like him. I think New England plays him close, but Chicago's a better team overall, and I think they get their stuff together and beat New England.
Let's talk about the two Texans teams that are in action. The Sunday night game, Battle Red uniforms, the Houston Texans playing host to the best team in the NFL, the Detroit Lions.
How do you not go with Detroit in this game?
I'm going with Detroit in this game.
They've got the best running backs. Joe Mixon's playing well, but the only guy is. Look, they can't keep C.J. Stroud upright. And Detroit just went out and got another pass rusher who's going to have a field day in Houston. I'm taking the Lions.
Well, that new pass rusher is questionable with personal reasons, so he may not even play.
He'll play.
But Nico Collins being activated today, I think he does return, and he helps. You can obviously notice that offense has not been the same since he hurt his hamstring October the 6th. He helped C.J. Stroud and that offensive line in the quick game and just knowing basically where to be for C.J. when he needs it.
They can't protect him. And I just think Detroit is that good. Could Detroit be ready for a speed bump?
Sure.
But I don't think it happens on a Sunday. I want Houston to win that game, but I can't pick them. Kind of like the Cowboys-Eagles game. I want Dallas to win, but I live in the real world. There is no way in hell the Dallas Cowboys beat the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday.
I hope you have that on tape, Pledge. That's all I can say.
Everything we say is on tape.
I really hope you have that on tape and queued up and ready at 2 o'clock Monday afternoon, because the Dallas Cowboys are going to trip into a win somehow, some way. They're going to get it done. I know they're overmatched. I know all of that, but Philadelphia is going to hand the Cowboys a victory on Sunday.
They're so confident they're going to trip into a win.
I'll take it however I can get it.
Exactly.
I hope I'm buying you beer on my way to work.
Saquon Barkley sets a new career high in rushing yards.
What is his career high? Do we know?
It doesn't matter.
He could have gotten it against the Giants. He was at 174.6,
That's right.
But he did not go back into the game.
Refreshing to see an unselfish player.
I know it. I mean, he might have 200 at halftime.
He could, and he'd be sitting on the pine in the second half.
That's all right. If he has 200 at halftime. I just have a feeling this game is going to be like the Saints game.
Blowout early?
Blowout early.
Could be. It could very well be. Or it could be a very sloppy game.
I can promise you this. My ribs on Sunday will be better than the Cowboys on Sunday.
Oh, I can't wait for Monday, y'all. I cannot wait for Monday.
Me too. Have that queued up.
Yes.
Extra innings with Pledge coming up next at 6:30. We'll get started on the Frostbank pregame show for our high school game of the week, energized by Hill Electric. We've got Harlandale against McCollum. The Frontier Bowl kicks off at 7 o'clock here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM, Floresville. and everywhere at sasportstar.com.